Hello guys, welcome to the Bird Brains TFT tournament brought to you by Blue Phoenix Gaming. I am one of your casters today. I'm Truce Canadian and I'm joined by Shiny.
Hey there.
And we're proud to be bringing you guys this tournament. After so much delay, we finally have an event that we can present to you all. And I'm excited. We have our 8 players in the lobby. They are ready. But I think Shiny has a few words before we can go ahead and get started with this first match. So I'll let him talk about what we expect today and our new sponsorships too.
Hey there, guys. So, today we got our TFT tournament. So, just a brief rundown on how it's going to be. First place will get 8 points, and going down all the way to 8th place, they'll get 1 point. So, it'll start at 8, go down. So, 2nd place, 7th, 3rd place will get 6, and so on. And we're looking to play 3 games here, and the tiebreaker will be determined by, if there is a tie, it'll be determined by who had the lower placement overall. And so before we get this tournament started here, we just have a couple of sort of shout outs we'd like to do. First one, we have a sponsorship from Rift School. They're a League of Legends coaching site. You can check them out at riftschool.com. We will plug a link in the chat. You can use code BPG to get 10% off on any coaching. They got masters players. They got some high level people to teach you how to be better at the game. And we do get a kickback from that. And then lastly, we have our partnership with LAS. They are League Amateur Series. They are not affiliated with Riot. Neither is Risk School. League Amateur Series is basically obviously an amateur series. They're looking to give a place for players to upgrade their competitive skills that isn't necessarily provided to the lower levels. You know, it's made for the players, by the players. That's their motto. They like to give you a place that you can grow and get into a team environment early on so that maybe solo queue isn't your thing. So I'll give it back to Jake now.
All right, and I think we are going to be pretty much ready to start. I did show you guys the scoreboard really quickly beforehand, but I am going to hop over to the frame again so you guys can go ahead and take a look. This is going to be the standing screen for today. As you can see, we have all 8 of our competitors ranked on here, and this will be updated live at the end. So, yeah, you can vote. We can't vote yet. We don't have channel points, but you can cheer on in chat your favorite players. But with that, we are going to go ahead and get started. Can we tell the players?
I'll let them know.
All right. And once we do get in the game, we have some of the players because TFT does not have a built-in spectate function, which is kind of annoying. We do have the players that are going to be streaming to us, so I am going to be capturing some of their gameplay. It might look a little blurry. We don't have the ability to completely video capture as this is an online event, but we will attempt to get you guys the best quality possible. We do wait to get started. And again, we do want to plug ourselves, so make sure you are following our Instagram and our Twitter, as well as Twitch if you haven't followed us already. And on our YouTube, we recently put out a Jackbox VOD and a intro video. If you kind of don't know what Blue Phoenix Gaming is about and you want to find out what we do, the games we play, a little bit of information about us and our history, go ahead and go check that out on our YouTube channel. There's our socials pasted in the chat. I do believe that we are going to have a video coming out later today, one of our solo videos. We're going to start putting together VODs as well. And this VOD will also be released once downloaded and the tournament is finished. We do have an issue with one of the players not being able to connect to the lobby as it tries to start, but that seems to be the only issue, so we will keep you guys updated. Shiny, who are you cheering for?
Reconnected.
Who are you cheering for?
I'm kind of a fan of Smalls.
Small.
He was on my Emerald team. He he put forth a good effort. He just didn't have the time, but I'm a fan of the guy.
Mm-hmm. All right. I got my money on Water. You know, he was on my midnight team. A guy that I've known for a bit of time. I'm excited to see what he's got for us. And they are in. Thank you, Requiem. I do see that your streams most of your streams are still live right now. I am gonna make
Yeah,
sure
we
that I
lost a couple who were doing, I
lost
think,
a few of
screen
them,
share.
but there we go. So we are gonna go ahead and transfer to our in-game and see the starting carousel. There we go. So right now you are currently looking at, I believe, Newt's screen. So we're going to start out with him and we will switch between. So the point of views that we are going to have today, we have Newt, we have Requiem, we have Sky Hunter, Smalls, and Snoopy. So we will change between them. We will see their shop pools and who has what available. But I'm excited to see what we have today. A lot of decked out little legends. That's what we love to see. But yeah. Shiny, what little legend do you use when you
I
play?
like the Ocean. I like dragons,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, the shiny Dragonmon.
Of course, of course. I like Shiza. I use the Shiza. As soon as I got my star shards, I upgraded her. That's why water as well. Repping the corrupted Shiza. Gotta
These is
respect
pretty
it.
cool. It's like it's kind of like Sun Wukong, right?
Uh,
Little bit, kind of like Sun Wukong.
yeah, kinda. It's a little bit
Wukong's
interesting.
little boy.
But
I
yeah.
like the salamanders too, though. I think they're called something different, Pixamander or something. But
Yeah, I think it's the
any
Pixamanders. I don't know.
reptilian-based little legend reptiles,
Also the
dragons,
Chibi
they're all dope.
Yasuo. I'm not a big fan of Yasuo, but the Chibi skin for him looked pretty cool.
What's up with there's like kill animations now with the chibis?
Yeah, I think I saw that. It was pretty interesting as we do see the carousel. So we can talk about the chibis later. We have our carousel right here. So one crossbow, one rod, one BF sword. The rest of it pretty much defensive items. We're going to see the crossbow go uncontested. Requiem's going to pick that up. But a pretty weird, tough start for those kind of aggressive comps because a BF sword is a really big item and only one of them spawning. We are going to see the main start, so we're going to let it cycle through for a bit. We are going to be looking over, let's see what, let's see Sky Hunter. Let's see what he started with. If it loads, it's very laggy. We do apologize, but they are checking a lot of pings coming out. I think someone did get lucky. Let's go over to Newt stream because I think that one's pretty smooth. So we'll probably be watching him for the most part. So we do see a nice astral set here from Newt, but he does already have Sejuani and Skarner. I think maybe he keeps the Sejuani and he goes for a
So does
guild comp.
Requiem.
Yeah.
Requiem has Skarner and Sejuani as well.
So we might see two guild comps already. We know how strong the guilds can be. I think it's something like Talon, Sejuani, and Twitch are part of the really strong guild members. Of course Bard, but him being a 5-star kind of locks him out of places.
Looks like Snoopy may be going for a mage build at the moment. He has a Heimer and a Rise and a Vladimir. Of course, that mage comes with a deficit at 3 mages, where you have, I believe it's
75%?
85%,
I think it's
75% ability
75%.
power.
Yeah. And he's probably going to end up... Oh, wait, he puts Runons on Vladimir. The interesting choice. But he might go the machine gun Rise build is what I hear it being called.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he...
Rise does one extra orb per cast, so if you get mages where he double casts, you can get pretty quickly up into the 10s if he's
Yeah.
able to get off enough.
Ooh, but a Rage Wing Heart. That could be pretty strong to transfer into Rage Wing, but we shall see. Let's go ahead and take a look at some other... Let's go ahead and look at Smalls and see what he has in store for his augments. They were alt-tabbed. Alright. Alright, Sky Hunter. Hopefully we can see what he grabbed. He grabbed Lightweight. So he might be going for a low cost, maybe a Cannoneer comp. Requiem picking up Luden's Echo. That's very good. And let's also grab Newt and see what he grabbed for his augment. I believe that's Scale Scorn Heart, which is going to be very interesting if we do see Dragon. If we see Dragon comps, that would be very strong.
We have Astral on the side of Sky Hunter, although no early Alawi. Alawi is such a killer. If you get that early Alawi, your Astral is very strong. Alawi is probably one of the best tanks in this meta.
Especially that shred, and she's not even a Whispers character, so very strong with Tentacle Smash, removing, I think it's 33% of armor and MR.
And stealing it.
Oh, yes, stealing it, sorry, not just removing it. That's why she's a little bit stronger than Whispers, but Whispers, I think, is a pretty slept-on comp as well. Like Thresh being able to use his innate power just to remove some resistances. We do see Newt unable to kill the Tom literally at 1 HP. As we do see him drop 3 sets. That might go well with his Shen. He could run the Xayah if he wants. As he does Alt-Tab, we're going to go ahead and switch over and see, yep, this is what we expected, right? Another guild member for Requiem. He's got that Sejuani and he's got that Rise. I think he's trying to look for a Twitch, currently at 0. Does have a Nunu though, so a very lucky roll there. Let's go ahead and take a look at Sky Hunter.
We got Smalls with the Tiny Titan upgrade.
Oh, that could
Got
be really good.
130 HP.
Yeah. A very good start for him. He can afford to lose streak too. I'm looking at right now we're looking at Sky Hunter, I do believe. He does have 3 astrals, so he can start getting these really quick fast rolls. Lots of easy 3-stars for him. He already has the 2-star Vlad. He might need a Kiana, or he should probably grab that Lee Sin if he wants to capitalize on Tempest early. A very strong, because it only requires 2 units.
Though his economy is kind of drowning at the moment.
Economy did change though, as we do see Snoopy able to get an Alawi on his board. But economy did shift from the previous set. It did change dynamically because of all these new traits and origins that we do see. But definitely just having a bunch of gold at your disposal still is pretty good, but I think a lot of more hyper rolls are common in this set. So a lot of the aggressive players are really appreciating it.
Especially the 5 stars this go around are a little bit, I mean, they're always pretty insane, but like Bard 3-star, I had that hit me one time, and geez, that just no coming back from that.
Yeah, as we do see Saijin is level 5, so he did go for kind of a high level rush, as he does have a Laui and a Leona, as well as an attack speed Nidalee. Very interesting. I've seen a build like that with Thresh, and that Nidalee just insta-kills, but it is attack speed and not really damage yet, so we shall see. Let's go back over to Newt and see how they are doing. Yeah, and able to capitalize now with Titan's Resolve. I believe that's on Skarner, so he might go for a Bruiser, just straight health build instead. And now we are on the second carousel. We are going to see no BFs. Well, the BF sword already taken by Snoopy, and the bow already taken by 2 Right Paws, or Slayer as they are known within the leaderboards. But unfortunately, again, a really bad roll of items, but that glove is going to stay available for the players to grab. I wasn't aware if it was grabbed, actually, because I was looking away. But overall, right now, we do have a pretty decent start right now. Snoopy kind of falling behind, sitting at 80 HP already. Smalls only losing 6 of their Tiny Titan HP. Very, very big health bar. He might just, make the play. You don't have to get first. Maybe he goes for third and just says, I'm going to be content if I can just have this extra 30 HP and place 4th or 3rd.
He must have gotten a pretty good comp off the ground, because if I get that Tiny Titan, I honestly like to just ride the lose streak and build up an insane amount of gold early on.
And I think that is what you're supposed to do, but maybe if you have just like god tier shops, you just ride with it and you ride the win streak, which is a lot tougher to do with Tiny Titan, because you don't really gain a benefit of anything directly damage-wise on your board. So we do see Sky Hunter winning with that Alawi, just an absolute unit early game without anything to really shred back the resistances that she takes. As we do skip around here, currently on Snoopy stream. So opting out of mages for now, doesn't have 2 Threshes, but that Thresh still has that BF sword on him. He might put that on the Rise. Let's see an attack speed Rise instead. Let's give him Runons. Let's give him a BT and maybe like a Gwynsu's. And just see that Rise absolutely gaining mana. Let's go ahead and check out Sky Hunter. A little bit tough to check out other players' boards, we do apologize, but these 4 should work. Sky Hunter sticking to the Astral trait right now. He's got 4 Astral, 2 Swift Shot, 2 Bruiser, a blue buff on Ezreal. Interesting choice of item, as he does face off against Snoopy with that Alawi, but Alawi getting absolutely shredded here. In return, oh, because there is another Alawi, but see his little cat playing the piano. We're going to go ahead and go check over on some other boards.
Seems like Sky Hunter's still a little torn on what he wants to build. He's got some Cannoneers on his board, or on his bench.
Mm-hmm. And Saijin win streaking still at 100. This Nidalee, he was able to get a cloak off of the carousel, and now he has the Bloodthirster on that Nidalee. So AD Nidalee choice, not bad because of her transform jump. But I do want to take a look at Newt's comp. He does have 4 Bruisers and 2 Scale Scorn already, thanks to that Scale Scorn Heart. And Warrior as well as Guild. He could just absolutely build this Olaf up as well and make it really, really strong and just absolutely one of the tankier units. Especially when dragons start coming down, Newt's comp stays consistent because of the damage reduction that Scale Scorn provides. Let's just go over and check on Requiem. He does have that 3 guild member already finding Talon at 2-7 as he, with a 2% chance, and it has a lot of items to his disposal, can put the IE on Talon as well. But he does have guild, and his guild is looking pretty strong as well as Guardian, and that's why we see his Talon does now have IE. I think we're going to see an assassin comp here from Requiem.
I believe 3 guild runs at 140%.
I'm not too sure. You'll have to look that up and correct me on that one.
He's got Rise, Sejuani, and Talon. I believe Talon gets AD, Rise gets AP, and Sejuani gets health. And then I think it's 140% for the 3.
Okay, yeah. Sounds about right. So we are looking over at Snoopy. Snoopy still looks a little unsure. Doesn't have a lot of strong units as he is fighting against an Ornn right now, but Alawi just being an absolute unit in front. Not enough to handle Water's build with a Jeweled Gauntlet Senna. Interesting choice because Senna does absolutely do a lot of AP damage with her ability, which is an interesting for her character. But of course, Snoopy's only having 2 Bruiser and 1 Guild makes his team very weak, as he does roll some unlucky augments from what it looks like. Could go for Bruisers, but Second Wind also being pretty strong. It was changed from last set, but still pretty good. Let's go ahead and check on Newt. Newt does have weak spot. He also has a dragon. 4 Whispers with dragon. That's Siphon. Newt pulling out a pretty decent comp already. Even though Siphon was nerfed, I find that they're one of the stronger dragons available. He does have 4 Whispers, 4 Bruiser, 2 Warrior, and has 2 Scale Scorn, but for some reason it doesn't seem to be activated.
Siphon, I believe you still run 3 Titans on it, don't you?
I think you can, but there are some good other items for it too.
I know. I tend to be a fan of when you're choosing your augments here. I tend to be a fan of the Pandora one, simply because it just allows me to, if I just collect items, and I can just get whatever I want at that point.
Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at Requiem. He has 4 guild members, and he does have that Rise 2-star already. So the Talon doing crazy damage. That Swain that Smalls has could prove to be a problem with the right items. Swain just an absolute heal bot once he becomes his demon form. But Requiem holding on to his first place, and he still has over 100 health. Saijin did have his win streak break, but Sky Hunter now on his win streak. Let's go ahead and take a look at his comp as it does load. He is still running the Astral Swift Shot Bruiser comp, but now his units are just getting stronger, and he already almost has Skarner 3-star. He is holding the Nidalees from the player running. I forgot which player is running it. The AD Nidalee. I think it's Saijin. But he's going to find the Nami as well to be able to use her for the comp. We shall see what it becomes, but he does hit Astral. He does get his Skarner 3 here. Gets his Alawies. And that's going to be a very strong board with already a 3-star at 3-3.
Honestly, we have a lot of healthy people here still. It seems like Two Right Paws and Snoopy are just getting bullied out of the game early.
Mm-hmm. And again, we want to look at Newt because he does have the first dragon. That Siphon just being an absolute unit. No one really being able to reduce it. But Siphon looks like he might survive here. But Smalls does get the Gwinsus and the Hand of Justice onto Swain. And look at that healing. Swain just absolute unit there.
Oof.
And now we see the carousel again. We did see a spatula. Hopefully when he tabs back. Oh, he's looking at a comp list. A little bit of research on Newt's part, but we do see 2 spatulas. So we'll see what someone is able to do with that. And a lot of good BF swords, some gloves, as well as a Corki with a needlessly large rod. That second spatula is still up. We're going to see Smalls go ahead and grab that spatula. I wish he was streaming so we could see what he's going to make with that, but that he might put it on the Swain just for a boosted trait. And again, Sky Hunter, like we said, he looks like he's a little bit short on items, but he does have that board dominance because of the Astral trait. The 2-star Alawi, the 3-star Skarner. He's
got the 2-star Senna on the bench as well. I don't know if he's potentially trying to pivot after Astral and use Astral to get an early lead.
Or he might just pivot into Varus Zaya. Or something with Ragewing with the Senna as well. And keep the Astral just for the strong Alawi carry.
And he could get Vladimir out of there and get Shen in there, which I believe is a Ragewing and a Bruiser.
Correct. We see the Skarner with Redemption able just to barely hold on and keep the other units healthy. Requiem's Talon and his guildmates not enough to overcome the healing that Sky Hunter is able to provide.
Although Requiem, he can be playing the long game for sure. If he can level up higher than the others, and he's currently at the most health, which means he can afford to use gold to level up more, then he can get Bard off with Guild, and that extra damage once Bard ults is just insane.
Yep. And we can see he's currently rolling down. He's looking for the Sejuani 3 before he levels up to 6. He's currently rolling his gold. Unable to find it. Does find a lot of Heimerdingers, but fortunately not something he's running. He's going to sit at 20 gold then. Just going to let himself passively become level 6. As 2 Right Paws looks to be running a Varus carry with IE and Gwinsu. So a lot of Gwinsus. A 3-star Nami also on the hands of Slayer. So we should see how that pans out. I accidentally opened Spotify. It's weird. But let's go ahead and look at Newt as well. The Siphon. A little bit laggy, but from what we can tell, Saijon's Nidalee just being an absolute unit. He did get that Runon's Hurricane. Oh no, it was a transfer. Okay. Saijon also has a Siphon now. So he transferred out of that Nidalee and put all of those units on Siphon. Very interesting to see.
Now we got the Wolves. We can see who's got the luck here and who doesn't.
Yeah, who gets the items and who ends up getting the assorted 3-star units.
I mean, we can already see that of the 4 people that we currently view, 3 of them have 4 item components sitting on their bench. So we could see a massive turn of events happening here after this round.
I do want to point out, though, let's go ahead and transfer over to Snoopy's POV. He is at 8 HP, so he is our lowest. He's selling for eco. He's at 40 right now, but he's at 8 right now, and the next person is at 50. So Snoopy needs to start winning here. He does have 4 Scale Scorn, which is going to do very well against those dragons that we do see from Saijon and...
No, he's throwing his items out there. Just he knows he's close to death. He's just making sure to put use to everything.
That unfortunate spatula not being able to use for anything. Now he's leveling. He does have Lilia too. Wouldn't really fit in. Just kind of standing there. That Olaf's going to have to be his carry.
Is he going to get his champion or is he going to...
Oh, he rolls a Siphon. Not going to take it. Just keeps buying here. He's using all of the gold he can. But if he loses here to water, he got lucky and faced the last place. But who knows? Will his items help him carry over? As we see the Ornn come down, that Olaf is struggling to stay alive. The Lilia... Oh, he already has a Lilia 2 on the field.
Yep.
All right, so Snoopy might be going for a Lilia 3. Oh. Able to hold on here. Water's going to take a decent chunk of damage. Those items were able to save his Braum. As we just see Earth's grab bag, he could take that spatula and just make a Tactician's Crown. That might be what he
Sky Hunter
does.
takes the swift shot.
Mm-hmm.
He's in first place now, and it looks like he may just be dedicating to a more range build now, pivoting into swift shots. He
Yeah.
may give the swift shot to Senna possibly to get Cannoneers in there as well with the Rage Wing.
Yep, and Snoopy hits his spatula, puts it on a Shen, and he also has a Lilia in his shop. So he's very close, upgrades his Thresh, puts in a Shen, but he already has a Shen. A little bit of poor management here. He is one Shen away, so that Shen will gain the Tactician's Crown. He does hit his 2-star Diana as well. He's rolling. He needs one Lilia or one Shen for 3-star units. So I'm going to leave the camera on him, see if he can survive fighting against Newt here. Newt does have a Siphon with Titans and Gwinsus. Depends on how well Scalescorn is going to be against that. Looks to be doing very well, surprisingly. Like we said, 4 unit Scalescorn is going to really help against these dragons, as it's shown. Siphon unable to find the damage needed, and Snoopy holding on. I'm going to maintain our camera here, so we just watch Snoopy, but let's keep an eye on Water. Water also dropping dangerously low on his health. But we do see Snoopy rolling some unlucky picks right now. Unable to pick up the Braum or the Diana because his board is just full right now. His bench is full.
I honestly think he should just trash the Olafs and go for a roll when he's this low.
Up to him. We shall see. Maybe he trusts his comp right now. A little bit dangerous to do that. Oh, he does trash it. Picks up the Lilias. Now he has 3-star Lilia. Does have a 2-star Olaf on his bench. That might be what he chases after next. I am interested on what item he plans to put on Olaf if he doesn't want to make an IE on Olaf. Or if he's holding that glove for something else. But Lilia 3 and the rest of Snoopy's comp absolutely shredding through Requiem's comp as well. Maybe this is going to be the start of a long win streak for Snoopy.
It's as we see it, we got the wolves. We see all the item components come out, and we see things start to change right around when the 4th round starts as well, because people have a lot of economy built up, and then they just start to blow it if they get low. So a lot of times you see this where the guy at the bottom, as long as his comp is solid and he's just a little bit behind.
We just see Soraka and Yasuo being the units, the 5-star units. They just see a Talon with a BF sword. Everyone's pinging it, and Snoopy's not going to go ahead and steal that. He's going to take another spatula, which is interesting. I think also the thing Snoopy benefited from was that 4-2 augment, which gave him a spatula and an earth component, or an item component. I believe, sorry, earth's grab bag. He got that spatula that gave him the Tactician's Crown. So because he's hyper rolling, he also gets that free team space. So he benefits from being able to fit that Lilia on the board with all the other units.
Though I'm surprised he goes for the spatula on the carousel.
We'll see what he's trying to make an assassin emblem for the Olaf. Interesting choice here. He doesn't really need the Talon then. He does have another assassin in the form of Diana. We should see how he transfers this, but assassin Olaf. He is sitting on the Shen.
Does have the most traits active now too. He's at 6.
Mm-hmm. We shall see. Water is at 9 HP. We don't have a cam for him, so we're going to sit on Snoopy. Still, we'll change around right before Dragon's Grace, but Water sitting at 9. This might be the round he gets eliminated. Hasn't been able to find a win recently. Maybe the item he picked up might help him out here, but 2 right paws. The Olaf not able to kill the Varus, actually. And this might also be Snoopy's round. Maybe the Olaf barely able to stay alive, but the big
That's
heal,
a huge Vlad
and
heal.
that's going to be the kill. Snoopy does unfortunately fall here right after hitting his items that he was waiting for. He's going to finish 8th, and Water's going to be eliminated as well, and that's going to be 2 members going down on 4-5.
Sky Hunter seems to have fallen from grace as well. He was at 90 with the win streak. Now he's down to 55. I think he's having trouble pivoting to a new comp, and also he's got the 3-star Vlad and the 3-star Skarner, which a lot of people have trouble letting go of their 3-star 1-cost or 2-cost units when
Mhm.
they can pivot into something a lot stronger.
For sure. And it's also kind of difficult to, transfer out of Astral unless you commit, right? It's like the Draconic comp, the Pirate comp from previous sets where you just have to, like, if you commit to the trait, you get rewarded, but trying to transfer out of it takes some time, and he's going to lose a lot of health here trying to do it, and instead transfer to the Xayah comp like we talked about, right? Rage Wing, Swift Shot, Xayah. He needs a Hecarim for that too. But
Yeah, I think he transitioned into Swift Shot a little early too. If he had committed to 6 Astral, I think he could have rolled a little bit better.
that, and he suffers from not being able to have a kind of a front line, but we are going to see the Draconic Blessing. He's going to take those 2 BF swords. That's really going to help out with Xayah here, able to get a Giant Slayer on her and a Redemption onto Alawi. Let's go ahead and see what Newt has in store for him. He is still rolling a Zerat Portal, a BF, a Chain. He's going to keep refreshing. This
I think it
Dragon's...
may have been in Skyhunter's best interest to roll until he gets a BF and a cloak, because Alawi having the Gargoyle Stoneplate is
Yeah.
it's so massive for your front line when you're running Astral and
And
Bruiser.
as you say that, Newt hits a Gwynsu's, a BF, and a Cloak with some gold as well. So not only does his Siphon have a Bloodthirster and a Gwynsu's, now he can give a Bloodthirster and a Gwynsu's to another unit that he would like. And he also has all of these items sitting on his bench. We're going to look at Newt here. He is in second place right now. Does hit Siphon 2, though. 23 total value there on the board. I believe the Scale Scorn comp was Snoopy, though, so we aren't going to see a lot of players with the Scale Scorn, but Requiem just hit Rise 3-star. So let's go ahead and look at that. Let's go ahead and look at his board. The 4 guild, but the Rise 3-star going to be absolutely pumping out damage based off of his mana if he had items on him, but realistically, you just have a 3-star 4 cost, right? Is going to see some damage, but without any items, not able to convert that into kills, and does take that loss to 2 right paws. Let's go back over to Newt and see that Siphon barely get touched. Small's going to take a lot of damage here, but not fall. Is at 11 HP. Skyhunter also lost at 29.
It looks like Snoopy is watching Saijin for us now.
Alright, so we can go ahead and take a look at Snoopy then. And look at Saijin. Yeah, Saijin able to find the Bard as well, so he's going to get really lucky with his Siphons over Newt. So it all comes down to luck, and Bard is able to provide Saijin with this luck. And also that 3-star Nami, I believe, is going to be really strong on his board too.
That's
As
also taking a Bard out of the pool while Requiem is running for guild.
Exactly. Because we do see
That
this
Volibear is
swing.
pretty big.
Yeah, and he does have a Shimmer Scale item, but that's not going to be enough with the Empowered Bite, and Swain is not tanky enough, as Smalls does become our 6th place placement.
Skyhunter has taken a hit all the way down to 18 HP now. He's been having trouble making that pivot from Astral.
I'm going to go ahead and tune in so we can see the board ourselves. Still sitting at 4 Swift Shot, able to pick up some gold and some units. Does have 2 2-star Varuses, not playing the Varus, which is interesting. I think this Ezreal is just being an absolute waste, in my opinion. He has a 3-star
I would think
Varus.
over Ashe, actually, because
Yeah,
Ashe,
he just drops it in right
as she
now.
levels up, all she gets is damage on her ability. She doesn't get any more attack speed reduction, while Varus stuns 3 people for 1.75 seconds, I believe.
Yeah, and he does have the Varus here now. The only problem is will the Talon kill fast enough? No, it looks like the Varus is going to survive. And Skyhunter pulls out his first win in a while against a clone, so we won't know whose board that was without looking deep into it. But I think this Ezreal is something he needs to change fast, because an Ezreal with Hextech, Gunblade, and Blue Buff are just realistically more of a waste of items when he could put something on that a little bit stronger, or maybe get more value out of his current traits. So we do see the carousel right now. There is a mage hat, so the player with Rise 3, I believe that's Requiem, could benefit from that. But it's going to go ahead and get stolen there. Requiem unable to go for it.
I'd imagine he'd just want to go for the Hand of Justice here. That's the whoever's left would want the Hand of Justice. Just the best item on the carousel left there.
Yeah, and it would be a Zaya as well.
And the Omnivamp. It's such a powerful item.
Yeah. As Skyhunter is close to, he does sell his Ashe to double blue buff. You can't do that, buddy.
He's reading it now.
And he's reading it and just realizing his mistake. He's like, I can't get 40. Can't get 40. As we do see a 5 guild from Requiem. He did get a Bard, so he will benefit from some mana. The only problem is that Rise, like we said, doesn't have a lot of damage. He is relying on the Talon, though. But we'll see if Talon is able to get into the backlines fast enough and do enough damage to actually matter for Rise to kind of ramp up. He is benefiting from a redemption on Sejuani, but 2 right paws with his carry Varus Mage absolutely killing Requiem at 1 HP, barely holding on here. Thrill of the Hunt and Weak Spot. Well, that Weak Spot is helping Varus out a lot. And Nami just constantly buffing or dealing damage and healing.
Oh, and Requiem just does not have the gold to be doing anything game-changing here. I think if he was level 7, he could have a much better chance, but he also doesn't even have anybody to put in besides a second Nuno, nothing to improve his comp.
Yeah, and we are going to go ahead and look at Newt here. Newt's been kind of trading win-loss streaks because it is tough when you go against Saijin, who's basically running your comp, but stronger because of his Bard, but we'll see as it pans out how lucky he does get. Saijin does benefit from 6 Whispers, though, versus Newt's 5 Whispers, as Saijin is also level 9, does have the same amount of units, going absolutely crazy. We do see the Bard come down and is just going to nuke Newt's team.
Oh.
And that's tough to see. So we are going to see his Siphon, though, just being absolutely massive with that Titan's Resolve. The bite actually going to keep him alive. And Saijin's going to pick up a loss, which is very interesting. Newt's Siphon just able to survive longer and heal up
the
more.
Power of that dragon comp.
And that Titan's Resolve, the strength of Titan's Resolve. But Saijin is going to pick up a 2-star Ornn already. As we were talking, Skyhunter did fall before Requiem. I believe he must have defeated him or lost to a clone. So Skyhunter is going to be our 5th place. As Requiem now technically wins in a normal TFT lobby. We're going to see him try to hold on to this 1 life point, but the next highest life point is 43, so that's going to be very tough to see. As we did see a Deathblade, a Sunfire Cape, and I'm unsure.
Honestly just like to see that Deathblade go on the rise. He's a 3-star, he'll get the most benefit out of it, and he is a range character, so he'll at least be hitting with heavy AD attacks from a range.
It'll be very good for him to be using. We are going to see an Elise being put in here for Newt, so he does get that 6 Whispers now. Does sacrifice Warrior, I believe, but that's a small price to pay when you can just get more Shred and more damage over time. So his Siphon's also going to be a force to be reckoned with. We are going to go ahead and look at Slayer's comp through the eyes of Newt. The 3-star Alawi, the 3-star Skarner, 3-star Vlad, Nidalee, Varus, Nami, and a 2-star Rise as well. 2 right paws just has an absolute crazy comp. Got lucky on all the rolls, and his astral comp panned out, unlike Skyhunter's, but...
And Requiem now facing Saijin, the top player.
Gotta let me know how that goes. We're currently watching 2 right paws face off against Newt. Will Newt's Dragon be enough? It looks like it may. We can't see its current health bar, but he's just shredding the back line, trying to ramp up, but is going to get taken down by the Alawi, just sapping its armor and resistance. That Nami doing absolute crazy healing, but Requiem able to pull out a win against Saijin and hold on as well.
His Talon went invisible right as Siphon charged, and he's able to get, it was a 1 versus 1 at the end. He's got the 3-star Nunu now as well. It's got just the glove as an item component. It's sad to see that wasn't completed, but if he can make it to the carousel, he could potentially get a game-changing item.
Well, let's go ahead and watch Requiem's stream then, so that we can...
His Talon is definitely putting in a massive amount of work. The rest of his team is basically just a support for this Talon.
The unfortunate thing is he's still level 6 as well. All the other players are, I believe, 7 or higher, but he's still level 6, so he suffers from not being able to add on to his traits and origins.
Yeah, even getting just a random assassin in there just to add assassin damage.
Yeah, but let's see, as his team is frozen by Bard, how does he handle it? As that Nunu just constantly eating, and Rise just living as well, but as it comes down to the final bit, Requiem not able to find the kill on Siphon.
His Nunu did choose some. Ooh, that was interesting hard to watch. His Nunu chose some bad targets in that fight, and his Talon got pulled into the middle of the fight. Unfortunately, I think that's what the deciding factor was there at the end.
Ouch! It hurts to see. As now we have our final few members, Saijin, who is at the top for a while with a win streak now, finding it hard against these Newt does have a mirror comp, but hopefully the Bard kind of comes in clutch for Saijin here. In the meantime, Two Right Paws just probably looking for more 3 stars. Gonna grab now the Rises were taken out of the pool by Requiem, but we shall see how it works out here. From Saijin. Saijin going in for another dragon from what it looks like, the fire breathing one. I forgot its name. But still, Newt Siphon being very strong. The Whispers trait looking a little bit better here. But we do see that Saijin did pull a Yasuo. That is going to go ahead and... Okay, so Saijin, we don't have a view of him, but it looks like he sold his Siphon and put the items on Yasuo and opted in for another dragon. One that's a little bit more tankier and could do more, I believe it's anti-heal. Or form of that, as we do see a Thief's Gloves for Newt. That's very strong on a... And he could also use that Pike if he wanted. Kind of surprised he didn't opt in for the Bard. But we're going to see what Two Right Paws picks up. Another Gwinsu's Rage Blade.
I believe the fire-breathing dragon is literally Shyvana.
Is that one no.
It's the Ragewing Dragon, I believe.
It might be Shyvana. I might be
I think it literally is just Shyvana.
I'm trying to get a cam right now where we do see it, but looks like I'm going to be looking at Two Right Paws' board. Instead, we are going to see the Rise get a Gwinsu's Rage Blade. Pretty smart purchase considering that it allows him to gain that mana faster. And he does have a Bard as well now, and that those Astral, you can see he's constantly re-rolling, getting those orbs, more gold. It does have 6 Astrals, so it happens a lot more commonly. You see Tempest get procced. Does have 3 Mystic, which is really strong as well, providing him with a lot of MR, but Newt does have his Siphon, but it's the only one remaining standing again. And Newt's going to go ahead and be eliminated by Two Right Paws. So now it's just Saijin versus Two Right Paws for the first round.
And Two Right Paws kind of dropped down and then suddenly just stopped losing, right? Hit the 43 and started win streaking, beat over a lot of people who were above him for a while.
I think once he hit Astral 6, he got really, really good 3-star units and the items to go along with it from the early carousels, and he's just been snowballing off of that, especially when you have a mage Alawi that's able to take up all of the resistances twice over.
And he does have that 5 mage, so he's not seeing any deficit to his ability power.
And that dragon was Shyvana. I do stand corrected. With a Warmogs and a Jade, I believe? So it'll be interesting to see how well that Yasuo too, Titan's Resolve, Winsu's, and Bloodthirster going to be dashing all over the place, knockups and crazy. So we do see Swain as well. So Saijin might be changing his comp to kind of benefit his 5-star carries, as he is going to be able to give Two Right Paws his first shutdown, the Yasuo with 40 Gwinsu stacks.
Giving him a run for his money right at the end here at the 1v1.
And Saijin just pull a Nico.
So we've got the Archangel Staff on Two Right Paws, and then we've got, a lowly Redemption over on
Redemption
the other side.
could be pretty strong on that Shyvana, though. She has so much of her HP that she's constantly going to be healing herself and around her.
Massive amount of HP.
Considering that he needs to keep that Yasuo alive, and that Yasuo is going to be dashing near the Shyvana, I think it's kind of it's going to be a pretty good item compared to if someone else with a different comp got a hold of it.
Honestly, with the current comp he has, I'd like to see him just sell the Yasuo on the bench, sell the Bard on the bench, and just go for 3-star Nico, if anything.
Hmm.
Or try to get that Silas to 2-star. Right now, he just needs his 1-stars to hit 2-stars, or the most realistic 3-star to hit right now is Nico.
For sure, but he does have that 2-star Shyvana, and just look at how much HP that absolutely has.
4,300. Oh, he just added more.
Yep.
He
And
gave
that
it the
Yasuo
Dragon Mancer
too.
buff as well.
Mm-hmm. I was going to give it to Yasuo, but I think just putting it on Shyvana, that absolute tank, constantly proccing Redemption as well. And being buffed by Ornn's Gargoyles. Oh no, that doesn't buff near it anymore. That 2-star Shyvana just going straight to the back line. Look at that. Absolutely wrecking the Rise
gosh.
and the Bard. But Rise is going to heal up. He does have an Archangel Staff, which is going to be pretty strong, but this Shyvana and this Yasuo just constantly healing. You're not able to kill it, as we are going to see Bard going to go ahead and freeze the Rise, probably for the best, as Yasuo does pick up and shut down Alawi. That's going to be what looks like another win for Saijin. Two Right Paws is now on one more game to lose. Saijin able to transfer out of his Siphon comp, which was contested by Newt, and now converted where he has two 2-star 5 unit, two 2-star 5 units, 5 cost units. There we go. And that Shyvana being a dragon as well, kind of infinitely more valuable than a normal 5-star.
And I believe Saijin can get a loss here too. I believe with how close the fights have been, I think they're taking roughly 21-22 damage. So Saijin.
But Saijin does have Ascension, so the longer the fight it does go, his board does fare better, which I think is why he puts Dragonmancer on that Shyvana, because if Shyvana lives that long, she'll heal back up and she'll just have a 75% damage buff.
Interesting, putting all of the backline in the same spot
so that can be hit by Bard and Shyvana, right? I think we had the same thought process there. But his Varus is still alive and is still double casting those stuns. We'll see if he's able to. Shyvana's kind of breathing the wrong way, but they are going to go ahead and take out the Alawi. Shyvana does fall, but Yasuo is still there. Nami healing quite a lot, but Yasuo picks them all up, slams them back down, and Saijin is going to be our first winner for the first round. And let's transfer back over to ourselves. What a first match that we get to see. So everyone freaking out about Slayer being, you know, oh, he's ranked. He's like so much higher than us. And then Saijin coming out here, you know, showing how strong he is transferring between his comps.
I mean, TFT, you know, to rank up in it, it's all about being consistent, but, you know, it also has a lot of heavy RNG factor, and I don't think somebody being higher ranked can necessarily just determine the outcome at all.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a little bit of luck, of course, like in every single TFT game. But we are going to go ahead and transfer over to our scoreboard. And we will get to see our current standings so far. Saijin in first, then Slayer, then Newt, then Requiem, then Skyhunter, followed by Smalls, Water, and last but not least, Snoopy. I think Snoopy...
we'll have a word with our players as well. We can ask them how they felt about their comps and what they went wrong.
Okay, it'll be a little loud, so I don't know if maybe I'll pull one of them over. We'll see if you give me a second.
Yeah, we can unmute one at a time. Let them know.
Yeah, well, I think we just need to pick one person, and then we'll go ahead and drag them before the next game. I think we'll just take first place. Maybe that would work. Ask them what they thought. Or do you want to pull in someone who had a win streak going? Kind of like Skyhunter. It's up to you. Okay. So I think we are going to talk to Skyhunter first before the next game is going to get started. So I am going to go ahead and pull him into another call with you, Shiny.
We can.
Hello.
All right. Hello. So
That's good.
we want to ask, you know, this quick little interview before the next game. What kind of happened? We saw that you had like the 5 astrals, you had that win streak, and then you tried pivoting to a Zaya comp, and it kind of fell apart. We just want to know like the thought process behind it. We don't want to attack you, but just want to hear.
My thought process was the Varus, he does do the stun, but the Zaya outputs way more damage.
Mhm.
So I was trying to switch towards that.
Oh, I see.
But I just wasn't getting the roll for her. And then
Yeah,
by
we
the
saw
end of
you
it,
had
I
you had
was-
like Ash as the placeholder.
And then yeah, Shaifen just kind of just dove in and just chomped in one shot.
Yeah, I was just
I was like,
2.5k damage. You know, just leave it be, right?
yeah, I was like, well, darn. But then I saw the one interaction where she just dodged the chomp and just stayed alive.
Just stayed alive.
I still lost, but I was like, oh wow, Jesus.
That can happen. That's crazy. Right. So,
Percent.
are you gonna try and run another astral comp after seeing how far Slayer got with his astral comp? Because
I mean, my comp usually starts with astrals into either trainer and the
Cannoneer?
cannons, and then
Yeah.
Or a swift shot. Depends on really what the shop gives me. That's
Mhm.
why if you saw me in the beginning, I had Senna and Jinx.
yeah, we still saw
I
you
still-
had the Senna on board, and we're like, is he gonna transfer like with a Shen, a Hecarim, and go for Rage Wing with that Zaya?
Yeah, we thought you were gonna put in Shen to get Bruiser
I
and
thought
Rage
about
Wing
doing like
with
the
Senna.
Zaya, but I wasn't getting the Zaya, so I sold the Senna because I wasn't getting Zaya for so long.
Mhm.
But then I got the Zaya, so I was like, because I was trying to go into a swift shot, try to Rage Wing, at least like level 1 Rage Wing.
Oh, okay.
But I wasn't getting the Zaya forever. I kept re-rolling and re-rolling.
All right. That's it for the quick little interview. I think everyone should be ready to start the second round, right? Right away. Fast paced.
Think everyone is.
Let me.
Probably one person's getting like a drink though.
A drink. That's fine.
Yeah,
Well,
we can
we'll-
do a little.
We'll do like a
breather.
quick 5-minute break, quick 5-minute breather, and we'll just be back. We'll say 5:17. I think we'll start the second round.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for joining us, and good luck with the next round.
Hopefully.
All right, and welcome back. You guys did hear from Sky Hunter previously. We did have this quick 5-minute break. I think everyone is back. Let's go ahead and let me check our lobbies. Looks like everyone is in the lobby, so we're going to go ahead and tell them to get started. And as we do, we are going to get started with the second round. So just a reminder, let's transition back to the scoreboard really fast so you can see the current standings. Saijin first place, followed by Slayer, Newt, Requiem, Skyhunter, Smalls, Water, and then Snoopy. So we'll see how the standings are shaken up as we go into the second round of play. But as we wait for the players, it might seem like some of them aren't back yet. So, thoughts, Shiny?
It looks like we're waiting on Newt. He may still be coming back.
Oh.
They say he is muted, so.
All right. Well, that's fine. But I meant more like on the TFT side.
Oh, sorry, my mic.
We lost you. Your mic fell over.
Yeah. All right. You know, we saw two Astral builds there.
Mhm.
Honestly, I'd like to see a little. I hope that we can see a little bit more checking on the other players' fields. Maybe we can avoid people building around the same comps. I know it kind of caused a deficit for two people, but in the end, though, those people were fighting it out very close to the end. I think we just saw some of the bad RNG rolls comps make it to the back. You know, they got put out early. Snoopy was just rolling through money and just not receiving what he needed.
Mm-hmm. Also, I mean, but you know, Saijin and Newt were running Siphon comps, both of them running them at the same time, and they got second. Oh, sorry, Saijin got first, Newt got third, but Saijin was able to transfer out of it, which was a little bit interesting to see because he did have that Bard for a while. So picking up those charms, getting those 1% luck boosts on your shop really does help. As you see, he pulls the 2-star Shyvana, he pulls the 2-star Yasuo, and just absolutely has some crazy items for them.
Yeah, that 2-star Yasuo put in a ton of work. You could see it absolutely eating up the back at every fight. Like, it looked like it was going to be maybe 50-50, and then you started to see that the side was losing, and then Yasuo would come in with the third stage ability, execute 2 or 3 people in the back line, and suddenly the fight would just completely change.
Yeah. And especially that healing from the redemption that we talked about, you know, it wouldn't have been as strong, but he did have that Shyvana with the Dragonmancer buff and just an absolute truckload of health. Like when we say truckload, it's truckload. But she was able to keep that Yasuo alive as well. And also, shout out to Fossabot for finally promoting the Discord. I've been waiting for her to kind of work there. And we are in game now. Newt did return. So let us go ahead and transition into this.
Redemption was crazy strong. I mean, that's 18% of missing health every 5 seconds, not to mention the damage reduction. So you just saw Shyvana eat up the back line, although it got scary at a few points with how Shyvana was just aiming the complete wrong way.
Yeah, that Varus and Nami were able to just heal everything back up and do a lot of damage, surprisingly. But I am concerned about how he stacked them all in one corner, considering there's a Bard and Shyvana.
Yeah,
but this,
that was
very
this
carousel, a lot more interesting than the previous carousel. Lots of tears, gloves, and swords. So you can see an assassin route or another mage route. So you see a nice little stream from our little legend there. Their best BPGE impersonation. Not a lot here to go off of. We will see if anyone hits like an early 2-star. But we are currently watching Requiem, I believe. And this Vlad could already be a slow roll Astral comp if he wanted to do that. He saw how well Slayer was able to do with that. And he rolls the Skarner and the Sejuani with that. Oh, wow. Yeah, he pings it. He know. Oh, and this... What is that store? Are you seeing what I'm seeing, Shiny?
You got it?
Not Snoopy. Requiem?
Gosh. You know, it's
You wanna
because I
talk
said
Astral
something about the
reroll.
it's because I said something about the Astrals.
Yeah, he's locking that shop up. He knows what he's running now. He pinged it. Everyone's coming to check his board. They see the Sejuani, the Skarner, the Nidalee, the Vlad. You can already see what's about to come. Saijin is streaming for us this time around, so we will have a look onto his board. A little bit different.
That's 2-2-stars already on Rick Williams' board, and he's gonna be insane to contend with early on. He could easily go on a win streak here, going up into the 10 if he gets a good enough reroll every time.
I think his board is one of the more interesting because right now we see an association of like Rage Wings, some Jade, some Trainer. Not a whole lot right now, but Requiem just
Really
being an
Tempest
absolute
on
unit.
Nuke's board.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and look at Newt's board. In a second, I wanted to see what he would get. He got Future Sight, Jeweled Lotus, Personal Training. Kind of unlucky pull there. I think you gotta use your reroll. He's checking Nidalee, but I don't think Nidalee benefits from Jeweled Lotus much. I would probably take Future Sight if you're not willing to reroll. He rerolls Gadget Expert. That's the one you go for. Come on. Anyways.
Yeah, definitely Gadget Expert here.
Yeah, and you get the Static Shiv. It's a very strong one.
Ooh.
What did... Newt went for Double Trouble?
He goes for the Electrocute here on Requiem, or I can't remember exactly what it's called, but you know where you take
on
ability
critical
damage and you
strikes?
shock 'em.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could be really good, especially if you do IE, but he doesn't look like he has the items for it. I am looking at Newt's board. He constantly is tabbing out, so I apologize, but it looks like Newt is opting in for 2 of the same unit comp, so that'll be very interesting to watch as well. I am going to swap over to Saijin, you know, our first place. We got to see what he's going with so far. Right now, he does have Cavalier Guild Swift Shot. That Ashe probably going to be swapped out for a Xayah, so I think I know what Saijin's going to go. You know, that Lilia, or that Sejuani, I think Sejuani stays, Lilia becomes a Hecarim in the later game, that Ashe becomes a Xayah, and I think Saijin does have a really strong comp in front of him. He can even run the Siphon again without an item.
A quick correction on the augment that Requiem took. Electro Charge is when you receive critical strikes, your units do a magic damage, kind of like Ionic Spark.
Oh, that's interesting. So we'll see how that pans out. We're going to go ahead and take a look at Snoopy. Snoopy now at the top, right? He hasn't lost yet. He's on a 1 win. He does have Ragewing Cannoneer, so he would be contesting Saijin if they do decide to go for it. He does have a Kayn in his shop, but Kayn doesn't really do that well with Ragewing comp, like an attack speed comp in a way. We are going to see that 2-star Senna do some damage. Sky Hunter does have a Tristana and a Heimerdinger, so he is going to go for Trainer, so Nomsy is going to get leveled up pretty fast. I am unsure what his augment is, but we shall see. On his stream, actually, we can check it out if he hovers over it for us. I doubt he will, but he does have 2 Trainer. Might be running Cannoneers, but it'll be interesting to see what he pulls. More Shapeshifter. Some unlucky shops for Sky Hunter right now. Let's go back to Requiem. Does have that 3 Astral, and he does roll some beautiful units there. He does pick up a Varus too.
Nami and the Varus.
Mm-hmm. He is 1 Vlad away already from a 3-star Vlad.
Jeez.
So he, yeah, but the only unfortunate thing is he does have that. Oh, of course. I think this is a heavy win streak with Astral, but he does have that rod on Vlad that's kind of stuck on him unless he gets a remover.
At least with the Treasure Dragon now, you can get guaranteed remover, reforger, whatever you'd like.
If you have enough gold for it, right?
I would hope that an Astral comp has enough gold at Treasure Dragon to reroll a little bit.
Yeah, but Treasure Dragon's so far away. Who knows if he's still going to be running Astral, right?
Huh. I don't know if you've got. He's already got 4 of them. I hope he commits to Astral. I want to see the Aurelian Soul come out at the end here.
Oh, that would be very interesting to see. As we do come here, there is going to be a spatula. We're going to see it be pinged out, and a lot of other good items. Some BF swords, some gloves. He could Requiem could grab that glove, get a jeweled gauntlet, and a 3-star
That would be a
Vlad at the
Vladimir
same
3-star.
time.
Oh man.
Yeah. but it is also a 1-star unit. But you do get the jeweled gauntlet out of it, so I think it's something worth taking. But
Oh,
is he gonna do it?
oh! It looked like he was gonna snag it from.
And
Wait,
he's
what?
not gonna take the Vlad. He's gonna take the. He might go for Guinsu's. Who knows?
That's true. I mean, yeah, carousel. You always want to go for the item you want rather than any particular champion. So.
I am surprised though that the crossbows aren't being picked up as fast as they usually are. I thought Rageblade was particularly a hot item versus everyone grabbing these kind of defensive items.
Rageblade is definitely a hot item, and Titan's Resolve with the dragons.
Right. Oh, and he does hit the 3-star Vlad before the Astral Shop, so
Oh my gosh.
he gets an Alawi. Oh, does he pull the
Definitely
Alawi?
gotta get that in. He's got to get that in right away.
Yeah, he's waiting to see, like, can I maintain 10? Yeah, he locks it. He's going to maintain 10 for the interest. He knows his comp is very strong right now, but trainers here as well with the Lulu. They do have the upgraded Nomzi, but I don't think that's going to really be enough. Skyhunter still lacking Tristanas if he's going to go for a Cannoneer comp.
God, can you imagine being in the second round and you see this guy come out with a 3-star already?
A 3-star before
gods have blessed
Krugs.
him.
Yeah. Technically, he could have
can
gotten
get
it
that
before
Alawi
Carousel
and
too. And he will have this
Yeah.
Alawi. You know, if I'm Requiem, right, and I know that's who we're primarily watching, I just rush to get Astral 6. You get more gold from the orbs, you get more Astral champs, right? And you see he's buying XP and he's just staying above this 10 gold. So maybe that's the move with Astral.
Especially since he's got 2 more Skarners, he's got 2 more Nidalees, he's already got 3-star Vlad. He might as well just level up a bit to improve his odds of the higher cost champions, because if he can move Alawi potentially even ahead of Skarner, then Alawi protects that early 3-star Vlad. Vlad's going to be doing much more magic damage than you'd expect at this level, and he's just overall going to have a great time.
He's facing against Saijin right now, so we'll see someone lose their win streak. But the only unfortunate thing, I think, is a misplay by Requiem is that he has the Alawi on bench when it should be replacing that Nami.
Definitely doesn't need the Nami in right now. That is the determining factor in this fight. Even a 1-star Alawi, she's going to be pulling
This 3-star
100 plus
Vlad, though,
armor.
not a really massive heal, and Saijin's going to go ahead and pick up that win. He does go for... I'm kind of interested with Saijin's comps. Let's go ahead and take a look on Saijin's stream now. So he is still running guild. He does have press the attack, which is also very strong with Swift Shot, being able to do % max health true damage every third auto. He just needs that Rage Blade, so he's waiting on a rod here. If Saijin gets a rod and is able to put it on the Ash, that would be very strong because it already has the QSS. And once that becomes a Xayah, man, the damage is going to be absolutely insane.
Requiem, he hits level 5 here, and he did put in the Alawi at level 5, and as well he replaced the Nami with Varus, which I think is the correct move at the moment.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any items on Nami or a level 2 Nami.
Exactly. And let's see, I'm watching Saijin. He doesn't have the rod. He got a Giant's Belt. Second Krug gives him a BF Sword. Could be good, but... now he does have a Death Blade. Again, right now, Saijin does have a really, really good Xayah comp. The only problem is there's someone else that is contesting Rage Blade at the moment. And someone is going Dragon Mancer Shatterscale, which is also interesting, going in for like those unique items that Shatterscale provides.
I like that, though. That's an interesting comp.
Instead, Saijin opting in for Zeke's Herald, so an attack speed to proc more PTA. I like that route as well. So Saijin going to be a very threatening comp all the way into the late game, even with those tanks. Let me see, who are we watching right now? We're watching Newt. Newt going for a Jade build. So kind of something that we did see in the professional leagues. The TFT, Dragonlands, USA, I believe, really like this Jade comp. We'll see how well it works out here for Newt, but not a lot of key items fulfilled yet. He does have something on his bench, which I can't truly make out. But that Vlad's still just being a unit to deal with from Requiem. I'd like to see Newt, just go the 3 legend route and just sacrifice all his units to those legend characters. We do I think we lost him, guys. As we just see second augment come in, it is going to be a platinum tier augment. So right now you are looking at Snoopy's augments. Does have Celestials. Another Electrocharge that we see here, Exiles. He's going to take Celestial Blessing 3. Absolutely strong. Gives a Omnivamp to almost every single character. Or does give Omnivamp and an Overshield. In the meantime, we are looking at now we are looking at Sky Hunter. Sky Hunter going for Cannoneer, able to get a Radiant Gunblade, which is going to go on that Tristana. Good choice there. Tristana also has her Rage Blade now, so a really good Cannoneer comp from
Hyjin rolling all of his gold right now.
Really? Let's go ahead and check that out. But
he just dropped down to 12 gold.
Oh wow. Sky Hunter also hitting 3 Rage Wing. I think Sky Hunter has a really interesting comp right now too, Shiny. His Tristana has a Radiant Gunblade, so if he is able to ramp up Cannoneer, a lot of damage there on the and healing from Sky Hunter as he absolutely obliterates through Snoopy's comp. But let's go ahead and look at Saijin and see why he was speed rolling. As we do see he is running Shimmer Scale, not Shatter Scale. He does have a dragon already at level 6. Very interesting to see with Swift Shot, almost on 4 Swift Shot.
Not to mention 2 Orns. He got a lot of luck on that 5%.
Oh, yes. Also, when that dragon dies one more time, he is going to get that duplicator, 15 more gold, and something else. And he pulls another dragon and gets a 2-star Orn on 3-3. Absolutely insane.
We are
luck.
seeing some insane shop luck this game. Requiem and Saijin.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and take a look at Newt here. Still running the Jade. An interesting choice, something that is going to ramp up. I think Fox placement matters, so it's very interesting to see it being placed kind of far away. Does have the 3-star Anivia, but it does have a Chain Vest, so I want to see where he's going with that. He is building a lot of eco, though. Does have 38 gold in his pocket, and only problem is he doesn't have a lose streak, so he can't. His health can kind of suffer here. A nice push, a kick from that Lee Sin to prevent Nico from stunning, though. He does
Snoopy,
have Titan's
once again,
Resolve.
is at the bottom. He's seeing a lot of... It looks like he may be having a lot of bad luck with rolling, or he's not rolling very much, because he is lost streaking and he's maxing his gold, but he has a lot of 1-star units in his comp with his Jade.
Yeah, but he does have a lot of eco, so we could see him maybe go for a high roll, a slow 8 roll maybe, but he might not have the health for it as he's already under half HP. Same with Water at half HP on the 3rd carousel. As we are going to see Talon with a bow, Nico with a sword, so some kind of counterintuitive item choices on those champions, so depending on what you pick them for, some good gold value on those items though. Let's go back over to Saijin. I want to see what he's going to do once that dragon... Oh, that dragon is reversed, never mind, so it's at 1 death. I think it's 7 times that he gets that item. But I'm not too sure yet. So Saijin still has that Shimmer Scale, is rapidly leveling to 7. We'll see what he puts in. He is rolling for some higher luck. Does pull another Ash, puts in an Ash. And he gets 4 Swift Shot. 4 Swift Shot with Press the Attack, Zeke's Herald, and a Xayah like we talked about, Shiny.
Press the Attack is just so good.
Yeah. I think you need to sell this Nico here and put either... Yep. Put either a Giant Slayer or Deathblade on your Xayah, and she becomes unstoppable.
Yeah, definitely.
I think a Deathblade, and then you get the...
Slayer.
Well, then you lose out on the Gwinsu's route, so I think maybe a Deathblade instead.
That's true, but if he... We do have Wolves coming up and Treasure Dragon, and he's currently at the highest HP, so he could still play it for the long con when he's already winning pretty heavily.
So you see this Tristana just showing how much healing he could do. That bomb could have spelled it, unluckily. Oh, that's why he might have been rolling a lot. He does have Think Fast. Shop refreshes are free until the end of the round. So he can benefit from being at a lower level of gold, Saijin. Interesting. Still at 100 with a 9 win streak. As he does re-roll and reorganize his comp. Maybe looking for 5 Shimmer Scale. But he does go for Rage Wing, so maybe he is transitioning to the Xayah build like we talked about. Anyway, let's transfer over to Newt now. our 1080p 60 FPS streamer, as he does have 6 Jade, very strong, with the dragon for it. So we'll see some more power coming out of that Anivia as well. Shio-Yu is the official name. Being able to dodge a lot of attacks here, especially against Sky Hunter, which is running Cannoneer with that Tristana, but not being tanky enough yet, as Newt does fall to Sky Hunter. Sky Hunter going for a very common comp, I would like to say. Not common, but one that recently arose. The only issue with it is you don't really run the Heimerdinger in this comp. You would swap it out for another Cannoneer so that Tristana can benefit more from her damage. Anyway, let's check back in with Requiem, right? Our little Astral reroll king here. Does have the 3-star Nidalee and the 3-star Vlad. Does reroll a whole bunch of champs. Able to find, I believe that would be 2-star Nami. Still unable to find 3-star Skarner, which is very interesting. Putting in the Nami for 6 Astral. I'm just going to wait on some gold here. A little bit of lag is natural. As we do see a full bench causing some problems here. Going to sell the kind of unnecessary units. As he does pull out a Nami 3-star. Does get a Tome, which is very lucky. You can choose Swift Shot, Shimmer Scale, Guild, or Warrior. Guild is an interesting emblem because the emblem does give Omnivamp. So if you want to give...
3%, I believe.
I think it's 2.5. Prior to the little...
3%. Haha.
Ah, damn. As he hovers over it and proves me wrong, right?
I'm kind of surprised with his Nami positioning here.
Yeah, it's a bit interesting. I don't think it's going to be that... No, not on your Nidalee. It's a waste of an item slot. Put it on a tank. Like a Skarner. Because your Alawi gets all the tank items pretty much. So Skarner benefits from a tiny bit of health. Or put it on your Vlad. Decide on something, man. Your team is fine because of the 3 stars, but I mean, come on. They're missing out on...
hovering some scary choices.
Yeah. And he also has a jeweled gauntlet. Just kind of... Is that a radiant gauntlet? Yeah, it's a radiant gauntlet. Just chilling on his bench, too. I think Requiem has a very, very strong board, but just doesn't put any of the items on anyone yet. As we are going to see the 3rd augment come in, Recombobulator. Gonna kind of screw up your Astral comp. But Best Friends also being a little bit interesting of a choice. I think just choose First Aid Kit.
First Aid Kit and
that benefits from the guild. Yep. And from your Nami healing and your Vlad healing. I mean, there you go. Listen to the casters. We know what's best. As we get half of the stuff wrong.
Put it on.
No,
Okay,
Skarner works too.
That's all right. That's all right. I like Skarner. It can be a surprising pocket pick.
Yeah. As he does roll, I want to
at
see if
3-star, I believe he gets like something like 150% attack speed.
That's crazy. That Omnivamp isn't really going to do much from his ability, though, unfortunately.
I wish he would just like put these items on Vlad or something. He can always magnetic remover.
At a dragon, right? Who knows? I don't know what he's doing holding on to all these items. I don't know who he's prepping them for, especially with Astral. Might be just an Asol. Up, and as we say that, there's the Rabadons, the Glamorous Gauntlet. Nope, not the Glamorous Gauntlet. Just the Rabadons for now. As that Swain with the Gunblade and Rageblade not able to do enough damage. Sky Hunter still kind of struggling. Does have Cannoneer Heart, so that Tristana should be doing more damage, but isn't going the traditional build, including a Hecarim as well. So maybe trying to force Ragewing into a comp where it doesn't fit.
And we've seen Snoopy. He's back down at the bottom now, but he was in the middle of the pack for a while. So he looks like he may be doing his patented pivot into greatness.
Yeah, as we say that, Requiem pulls 4 Skarners in his Astral shop. Kind of unlucky there.
His RNG is just he's
lucky
really
and also
the game.
unlucky. But as we say that, we are going to see the Vlad get kitted out with that Glamorous Gauntlet as well. Could just put another Jeweled Gauntlet on the guy and just call it a day, right? And have a Vlad carry with First Aid Kit. As he is seeing.
I'd also kind of like to see a Morelnomicon on Alawi.
Oh, yeah, that could be too. We're going to see ups in for the Archangel staff. Not a bad choice. That build up in AP does help. But that
If
Vlad's
he
going to
does
be
that, it
very
wouldn't
strong
necessarily
now.
hurt to get another mage in.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, he is still level 6. We've seen him try to do like this weird eco. He's been staying around 30, which is decent. Also a 1200 HP heal.
That Vlad, yeah,
2500.
1600 damage.
Yeah,
Oh my
okay. That
gosh.
Vlad is just... If that Vlad had a little bit more HP, man, but still, absolute crazy
Good, he
healing
finally
there.
got the items out on there. You know, a lot of people, they tend to hold on to the items because they feel like their current characters aren't going to be their carries. And while that is true, you know, with the treasure dragon now, they've guaranteed that as long as you have a little bit of gold, you can re-roll for a magnetic remover. And we didn't have that luxury in previous sets.
I want to see, no one's really going for the Zoe. I haven't seen much of Zoe. We'll see if... Oh, Requiem instantly filling in my dreams.
Yeah, there's another mage if he
Yeah,
gets
exactly. Now, I guess that's why he went for the Archangel Staff, because then you don't suffer from the ability power penalty as much.
Especially with the jeweled gauntlet, Rabadons, and Archangels, he's already, with the ability power deficit, he's already going to be at like 140% anyway.
Don't sell it. Don't sell it. No! Okay, he sells it.
Warmogs is another top tier item on Alawi. I think typically on Alawi you want to see Warmogs, Bramble Vest, and then Gargoyle Stoneplate. Although I have seen some very powerful comps with the Ornn items. A lot of people sleep on the Ornn items, but if you get like Anima Visage, which is the upgraded Spirit
Yep.
Visage, I believe you recover something like 5 or 10% of the health every second. It's pretty insane.
Yeah, I know, but still kind of sucks to see the mage plan go out the window. In the meantime, I think
Yeah.
after this match, we're going to see how Water fares out here, but we're going to go ahead and go and look at Newt and Snoopy. Newt first, because he did get the 2-star Shio U Dragon, but both of them kind of teetering on the edge of losing as we see this Talon just obliterate the backline of Requiem. But this Vlad, you just can't kill the Vlad. You'll need a good feather pull from Zaya, but he's just staying alive. He is refusing to die. Twitch is doing his best, but oh, that Vlad just staying alive.
You
But-
know, we do have 2 right paws at the top here again, but Saijin is once again giving him a run for his money. You know,
3-star Terror.
despite everybody else being pretty low, we have Requiem and Saijin at basically the same health, right up there with 2 right paws, only 20 under.
Let's go ahead and take a look at Newt because he is teetering at 10 HP. But I want to also see 2 right paws because he did pull out a 3-star Tarek right now. I just wish I saw his comp. But in the meantime, we do see 7 Jade, 2 Mystic, 2 Evoker. Finally, some good Fox placement from Newt, but I think he's struggling. Look at that Swain. 2 Hand of Justices, a Rage Blade. He hovers over it for us. He knows that we're watching him somehow.
Saijin is now level 8 before Treasure Dragon and has a full 5 gold economy, 50 gold, I should say. As well, Water does have that economy in level 8 too, but Water is
Smalls
low
is
on
able to
HP.
beat Newt, and Newt's going to be eliminated, unfortunately. His Dragon not able to do enough. That Swain just absolutely crazy. As Newt does fall.
Hand of Justices and the Rage Blade.
Let's quickly swap over to Sky Hunters, see how well he's doing. That Swain. So he sold his Tristana, but 2 Gunblades on his Swain. One of them is Radiant with a Rage Blade. So we see 2 Swain users, or I should say Swain abusers, and now we see the Radiant Dragon being used here.
You know, honestly, this is one of my favorite things about TFT is that no matter, there's all these great comps and there's the god tier comps, but there's always a couple of champions that I don't want to necessarily say that they're overtuned, but you just basically set up a bunch of bodyguards in front of them and they can solo the game, and that's always very funny to me.
Exactly, and we are going to see some rerolls here as Sky Hunter takes his pick with a Shojin and a Runons being able to be used. I'd like to mention the 4-star Namzi in the middle of the board. Just an absolute tank there. Let's go ahead and check on Snoopy, our other player that was kind of teetering on the edge, currently at 4 HP. Gonna go ahead and sell a Senna, put in a Shyvana, 6 Rage Wing, 4 Shapeshifter, 3 Dragon Mancers. So this Shyvana is actually going to be really strong. And 3 Jade as well. So a nice little buff from the Fox Totem on the Nico, the Hecarim, so on and so forth.
You know, I'm kind of a fan of the Nico with 2 gargoyles. It's out of place. It's random, but I like it. It's, you know, she gets off that multi-team stun over and over. It could do something good for him.
Exactly, and this Swain as well as Rage Wing could just absolutely stack a bunch of damage with a Morello Nomicon as well. Those fireballs are going to anti.
How
But that
much HP
Shyvana,
does that Shyvana and Nico have? Jesus.
yeah, just absolutely crazy. And the healing too, because of the Omnivamp of Rage Wing. I think it's like 135% or
Another
50%.
Swain too.
Yep, another Swain we have to worry about. But that Swain absolutely wreck it now. Shyvana did as much as she could. Two right paws going to receive his first loss out of that win streak. And Snoopy doing his best impression of last game, holding on for dear life. But as we say, that Sky Hunter did fall. Unlucky, unable to get his placement again. In the meantime, let's go ahead and hop over to Saijin, who's still in first place, holding on nicely. As we do see him load in, he does have the Shielding Dragon, I believe, with his Ornn, but a nice Zaya carry with that Giant Slayer Gwynsu's like we were talking about earlier. But is going in for a Shimmer Scale, which is a little bit more interesting for a Zaya comp, but does benefit from it.
Alright, Sky Hunter is hovering water for us, who's at 17, but we do have Snoopy at 4 HP still. Although, it looks like he's doing his turnaround. You know, he's got that Nico is stunning 6 people at once. 3 people, 6 people, like, hitting multiple stuns with that defense from the Gargoyle Stone Plate.
Yeah, and the Shyvana just absolutely going crazy as well. In the meantime, Smalls with his double-handed Justice Swain able to take out Saijin and his 2-star Zaya. Absolutely crazy. 2 hand Justices. We'll just see at the end, it'll just be a bunch of Swains.
We do have Water drop down to 4 HP now, and honestly, looking at Water's comp, it looks like he may have hit an unlucky stroke in his shops, or maybe he pivoted to a different comp, but he's got a couple of 1-stars in his build right now.
Still looking at Snoopy. Let's go ahead and... Him and Water at 4 HP. I believe Newt, you said, was showing Water for us.
Sky Hunter is.
Oh, Sky Hunter. My bad. Sky Hunter
Yeah,
showing
Water
Water.
fighting Saijin now.
So let's see what he has here. 3 Guild, 3 Rage Ring, 2 Swift Shot. Just a whole bunch of traits, but probably not a high amount of units. As we do see him face off against Saijin. Probably an unlucky. Look at all those feathers. Oh, wait. I misspoke.
Saijin losing.
Oh, Water also has a Zaya with the same items, but he does have a little bit more guild mates. He has 1 more guild mate, so all of the Twitch is, the AD is buffed, so that's going to be very good from there. Let's go ahead and get a look at the carousel. Snoopy did win his round as well. And Aurelian Soul is present. No one's picked... Oh, Water picks up the Aurelian Soul as Snoopy goes for another Shyvana with a Shroud of Stillness. Very good. 2 right paws going for the Siphon. Smalls also grabbed another A-Soul from what it looks like. There were 2 A-Souls? Interesting. Shyvana with Shroud of Stillness going to go ahead and be put in here. So now it starts heating up. Now you have a double Warmog's
Saijin
Dragon.
just spammed to level 9.
Yeah, Saijin. Let's go ahead and check out what he's doing. You know, he took a few losses, but now we hear level 9. He has the 2-star Shimmer Scale. God, that's a tongue twister. Shimmer Scale Dragon, double Warmogs, and makes it a Swift Shot as well. So he's able to put in a Talon for a guildmate. And he is going to face off against Snoopy, so let's see. Will Snoopy Swain be able to stand up to the limits of Saijin's new level 9 comp? That dragon just absolutely refusing to die, though. But
Really
Swain
taking
just...
any damage.
But Swain just absolutely obliterating everyone else, and the Shyvana in the backline too. That Swain is too strong, man. With Celestial Blessing 3, I don't think Snoopy can be touched without severe anti-heal. Snoopy goes on his 4 win streak. Saijin's still losing despite being max level. Now relying on just these high rolls. We'll see what he's looking for here. Did roll Aurelion Soul, but not interested in that. See him contemplating the Twitch.
Oh, we got Aurelion Soul.
Smalls got eliminated. Unfortunate. Another...
Requiem just got Aurelion Soul and dropped all of his Vlad items, put it on Aurelion Soul.
Who did?
Requiem.
Let's go ahead and look at an A-Soul player.
He's got 9 Astral.
9 Astral, so that's every fight he gets like a bonus orb or something like that? And that Aurelion Soul. Oh my lord, absolutely a level 1 A-Soul.
Disgusting.
Just disgusting damage with the Glamorous Gauntlet. You know, he said... Wait, did he take that? Oh yeah, you magnetic removered his Vlad like we were talking about. This might be
That's the
Snoopy's
play.
lost. No. Snoopy, you can't... Oh, wait,
Aurelion
never
Soul.
mind.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
No.
It does more damage.
Does it? It froze. No! Snoopy, did you lose? No, Snoopy won. That Swain is too strong. Water goes down, unfortunately. We didn't get to see who he lost to.
That was probably pretty close. Aurelion Soul, as the game goes on, or rather the fight, whatever round you're in, Aurelion Soul, after a certain amount of time, his black hole gets bigger and stronger.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, but Swain has like... His Swain has 3k health? Because he has the Dragonmancer? 3.2k?
Yeah.
So, I mean, even when the A-Soul crit at the start, it was like 1.7, so maybe it didn't grow fast enough, but Swain just being a unit...
I think Requiem just needs to throw this Gargoyle Stone Plate on his Alawi. He needs to eco for a round, and then hope he can just roll Aurelions with the Astral buff.
Exactly. He's at 9 HP though, so...
Yeah, I think he's just got to bet it on... He could either roll now and hope that he gets it, which, I mean, with 9 Astral, he very well could.
It's
Otherwise,
just a lot of gold.
he
It's
can
10
eco.
gold per A-Soul. So...
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and look at Requiem since Snoopy seems to be chilling for a little bit. So you see, still has a level 1 A-Soul. So Requiem, gonna go ahead and risk it. And believe that he can win against Saijin here. So let's see if this Aurelion Soul was placed well, if it'll obliterate the Zaya. No, not even gonna be able to find... Oh, it does find a few kills. But Alawi still staying alive and absolutely being a good frontline there. Will the Zaya be able to find anyone? Trying to heal up as best it can, but Saijin is going to fall victim to Requiem. So Requiem's eco play did work out. Snoopy still fighting 2 right paws. Let's see if we can get over there in time to see it happen live. That's a level 3 Lee Sin with Bramble, but... Oh, the Swain. This is the Swain.
Swain, oh man.
Oh, but
Snoopy
he's going to fall. Snoopy
down.
goes down finally to 2 right paws. Very unlucky, but a nice 4th place finish as usual. Hopefully, can you find someone who shows us 2 right paws? Because I feel like we haven't even been able to see his board this whole tournament.
Yeah, let's move to Sky Hunter.
Alrighty, well, Requiem is rolling for his A-Souls. He does have 1. Let's just see if he's able to hit another. Gets the Astral Orb. Doesn't find another A-Soul. And he's just going to sit on it. Okay, let's go over to Sky Hunter.
He is facing a ghost, which is easier, so he could potentially
Be fine.
getting a lot of worth out of this eco player.
Yeah, he could not die. That's a special thing. So he has Bard, a Dragon. He has that 3-star Lee Sin. Dragon.
I think enough time is passing here that Aurelion Soul's next ult will be Giant.
For sure. In the meantime, 2 right paws just being absolute unit with this 6 Jade pick. As Saijin's brought down to 3 HP. In the meantime, let's quickly hop back over to Requiem. And see how well he fares. The black hole gonna erupt. The Lee Sin's still gonna survive.
That's unfortunate
Oh,
for him.
and only 10 damage. Requiem unable to wait another round to get the A-Soul. An unlucky 3rd place for Requiem.
Once again, we've got Saijin versus Paz, and last time Saijin was the underdog as well, but he brought it back.
Yeah, let's go over to see Saijin's board right now. Saijin is going to be opting for 4 Swift Shot, Dragon, Ragewing, Bruiser, Guild, and Cavalier.
I think just unfortunately he doesn't have too much of a secondary carry here. He's just really got to hope Zaya doesn't get blown up, and he gets that Thieves Glove out finally, so at least Shen is going to be doing some damage in the front line. And
But
he gets that magic resist to
Shyvana
keep
with
him
the
alive.
double Warmogs is just going to be an absolute... Look at that HP bar. Even though it's a 1-star Shyvana, this Zaya is able to get a lot of damage down. Tempest won't stun it. That Bard ult won't stun it. The feathers are flying. Will Zaya pull him back in time?
Oh my
And
gosh.
the board delete from Saijin. 27,000 damage Zaya. absolutely
That's what I'm
insane to see
talking
two right
about.
paws picking up a loss here. Now Saijin just needs to look for some tankier items, you know?
And honestly, that Shen had 2 AD carry items there. If Shen gets anything even remotely tanky, I think we'll see an even better outcome for Saijin.
And the thing is, Saijin just needs one Shyvana as well. Oh, Magnetic Remover being used here. We're going to see that Ionic Spark probably get dropped for the Redemption instead. Yes, so another, just an absolute unit of a Shyvana. Now it's also going to be healing itself. In the meantime, I think they're running similar comps just with... Oh, no, sorry, they're not. I'm an idiot. It was just glitching. Sky Hunter, let's go ahead and take a look at two right paws. A full list of traits, though. 1 Guild, 2 Mirage, 2 Tempest, 2 Mystic. We don't know the Mirage bonus, so that's unfortunate, but we'll see how the fight pans out here.
2 pretty terrible items on Shen, unfortunately, but we do have that Redemption on Shyvana now.
That Xayah still
And
managing to
Xayah
stay
just blows up.
alive. Throwing the feathers, not really optimal to hit the backline, but it's still able to get a good amount. But the Shyvana does fall. Will the feathers be pulled back in time? The Xayah is healing, but the feathers will evaporate. And two right paws, or Slayer, is going to eliminate Saijin and pick up a win for himself after being denied it last round. All right, let's go ahead and go back to ourselves here, Cam. Very, very interesting game. Again, brought back to Saijin and Slayer. So I think we see who we're going to probably have as first place, but who knows? Anything can change, right? It's TFT. As I am going to go ahead and...
They are equivalent in points now.
Yes, they are. Let's go ahead. And as you say that, let's transition over to our scoreboard and see how the standings have changed. So Slayer and Saijin now tied for first with a 7th and 8th place placement. Requiem also in 3rd place now, 4 points behind both of them. So it's still possibility to get 2nd or 1st place depending on how Saijin or Slayer play it out. At 11 points, Newt at 7. Then Snoopy, Water, Smalls, and Sky Hunter all at a tie for 5th place with 6 points. If we do go by, tiebreaker rules, then it would technically be Smalls in 5th place, Water and Sky Hunter tied for 6, and Snoopy in last, unfortunately. But pretty tough to get back into 1st or 2nd place now after Slayer and Saijin's performances. But
So I think, do we want to have a word with Slayer, since we haven't seen too much of him?
If he's willing to, can you reach out to him? Because I don't see him in the call. I don't think he has a mic. That's the thing. So instead, let's talk to Saijin. All right?
Yeah, we can do that.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and move. So we'll talk to Saijin and let's get him in here. Let's transition to us. All right. Hello, Saijin. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear.
All right. So pretty impressive performances so far of a 1st place and a 2nd place performance. Tell us about it. How do you feel?
I could have gone first that game. I messed up really badly.
All right. Tell us about how you messed up.
I should have cornered Xayah on the last fight.
Mhm.
I also shouldn't have taken Think Fast that game. I didn't hit anything.
You didn't hit anything with that prismatic?
No.
Oh, that's
Just bring down an
unfortunate.
entire prismatic augment.
Suffering. And were you able to get that Shyvana too, or no? I think that
No.
also could have turned your board around as well.
Yeah, probably.
Unfortunate. But we have seen you're like the first one to hit all the level milestones. Like I think you and Slayer. I mean, no one else can really touch y'all unless you guys absolutely bomb and get 8th and 7th. I think your 1st and 2nd are secured. So congrats on that so far. Any comments, Shiny, on Saijin's performance or questions?
It was looking great the whole time. I think I do agree with you that that Xayah needed probably about 1.5 more seconds at the end there if she had been cornered. But, it's also playing the corner is a dangerous game. Corners do tend to get blown up by a lot of comps. You know, we have a lot of AoE stuff, a lot of stuff that goes in a straight line from other people's corners. I think, you know, it was a tough choice to make. But yeah, I think if Zaya had been even one over to the left, she probably would have gotten off that last feather pole. But you know, put up a great fight. You showed Slayer again that you're a contender in game 2. It wasn't just game 1.
Yeah.
For sure. And I guess we'll get your input on it. What did you think about Requiem's opener board? The amount of astrals he had access to.
I saw that. It was crazy. I don't
And the
really
other
like
thing is
Astros.
he almost had Aurelion Soul too. I think he could have still held on. He got a little bit unlucky with his rerolls and stuff, but he was close, man. I mean, he held on to that his last bit of HP with as much as he could. And
Yeah, I respect the fact that he was playing you know, it's either you burn your gold or you hope that you make it one more round and you can spend a little bit more. You know, it's a tough choice to make in the end. I respect that he tried to save it, but
Yeah.
he barely lost the last fight. Just that Lee Sin was very tanky.
Alrighty, and so now we're going to cut back. Thank you for being here, Saijin. We're going to go take a 5-minute break again, and we'll meet back for the final round, the deciding round of the Bird Brains TFT tournament. All right. And welcome back to the final round of our Bird Brains TFT tournament. We are excited. Even though it may not be possible for some players to hit first, we are really interested to see the battle between Saijin and Two Right Paws, are pretty dominant figures so far. Shiny, looking at the scoreboard, what do you predict? I want to hear your final predictions.
Well, I think it stands to reason at this point that we'll see Saijin and Two Right Paws probably standing at first and second, or vice versa, not necessarily in that order. I'd like to see Snoopy play something a little bit safer this game. I think he's been playing the long con a little bit and pivoting really hard once he gets to like 20 HP. I'd like to see him prepare a little bit earlier so he's not losing so much HP. Or at the very least, use a loss streak early on purpose to build up economy, because I think one of the issues that we're seeing with a lot of the people who are getting hit really early is that they're kind of just like taking a hit and then maybe winning one against somebody else who's also doing not so hot at the moment.
Yeah.
And then also taking a hit after that. It's like, I think a lot of people forget that you can just keep your champ pool low if you're looking for a certain comp, and you don't have to have all of your units out. I'd like to see a little bit more abuse of the loss streak system here, since we have such strong contenders at the top with Saijin, with Two Right Paws, and Requiem and Skyhunter have also been showing pretty strongly with win streaking, and then they kind of fall off because they have a lot of trouble switching into late game mode. So I'd like to see, I'd like to see Requiem, Skyhunter, Snoopy. I'd like to see them hit all in that same spot right under Saijin and Two Right Paws.
For sure. And it all comes down to how they manage the loss streak, or how they open their comp and how they transition, because that's been a point of weakness, kind of. Like, Requiem opened up well, and then he just kind of got unlucky with his economy. But
yeah, ironically, his RNG on his rolling ended up turning against him at the end.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, if he had that 2, then the Assault 2 would have been really strong. But unfortunately, he wasn't able to hit it. But maybe he goes for a little bit more of a consistent comp and doesn't rely on such a late game to get first or second. But the other thing is Snoopy too. I mean, a lot of them just take a lot of health points early that aren't really needed. Requiem could have had a better scaling if he put it on the Alawi instead of the Nami, and would have won the streak there, leveled up, and been able to continue a win streak technically. So that might have been a key point to point out. Yeah,
I think a lot of people forget too. Bruisers classically have been just a buff for themselves. And I'm not sure if it was the set before this or this one, but they changed it so bruisers get double the bonus and your entire team gets a health bonus. So I think a lot of people sleep on getting their bruisers in, especially with that Nami was just very weak. It's a level 1 Nami. It's 300 healing isn't any joke, but if it's one cast of 300 healing in a fight versus a 1000 HP tank who's going to gain resistances, that one becomes a no-brainer.
Yeah, and thanks for the insight, Newt. He said he rolled 70 gold at level 8 and hit nothing, no Anivias or Nikos for his Jade comp. That is unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that. Anyway, as we do get in the carousel here, we see 3 BF swords, 3 bows, and 3 rods. So a very, very, very good carousel. We'll see who gets what coming out of the gate here.
Those bows are eaten up immediately.
Yeah, I think everyone... When they did that Swain round, I think everyone realized, oh damn,
Rageblade
maybe Rageblade is the way to go.
Been a strong item. I don't know if you remember in set 1, but the biggest thing was Vayne with 3 Rageblades, and then it didn't matter what your comp was. You just put a bunch of people in front of her who wouldn't die very easily.
You just put anyone in front of her. It didn't matter if they were tanks or if anything else. It kind of just worked.
Or you ran a pike with 3. The mana receiving item when you attack with it.
Shojins.
Anyway.
Yeah. Did you see a nice Rage Wing start here from Requiem? If he wants to go into that. He does have the Sejuani as well to transition into a Zai comp. Let's go ahead and take a look around. Let's go over to Newt.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's not buying it. I think personally, in my opinion, whenever you start off early in TFT, it's the very first rounds. I think if you see double of any champion in a shop, you might as well just pick it up because it's going to be good for you regardless, and you can always sell it off. You're not looking for an eco boost until like round 3 or 4 anyway.
Newt going interesting, does just grab a 3-star Skarner at the start. He does have items for Rageblade and a BF sword, so I think Newt has a pretty good hold of items right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at everyone else we can. We have Sky Hunter, who does have a Cannoneer start and an early Rise. Hello?
And Anivia.
A Rise? Rise is a 4-star, correct?
3.
Oh, he's
Anivia
a
and Rise are
3-star.
both
Okay,
3.
okay. I always thought he was a 4-star. I think I made that mistake all throughout our second game. But anyway, early Cannoneer start with this Tom Kench for Revel as well. So Sky Hunter might be looking to win streak here, just place as high as he can through maintaining his health. We'll see how that pans out.
Ooh, Portable Forge. I'd like to see that here.
Yeah, or you can go reckless spending and just, bet on the Shimmer scale. But that's just a weird choice. He goes for the
Interesting.
The 2/2s. Let's see what he gets. He gets Jinxes, luckily, and a Tarek. Tarek kind of just stands out here, probably just good for gold. He's gonna level up and try to win streak like we expect.
It'll be good for early win streaking, He's got a 2-star tank.
Let's look at
Tarek,
Snoopy's
I believe,
board.
gives himself something like 80 armor.
Snoopy going for Swift Shot here. Looks like another Xayah comp like we talked about. Has the Shen, has the Twitch already. He just needs a Sejuani, maybe a Xayah, and then the Xayah would be there. We'll see how he goes for it. He does have a Thresh as well. Back to Requiem, though. Yeah, Requiem also going for Rage Wing. So we see a lot of Rage Wing players here. And we can't look at 4 other people's boards, which is unfortunate, but we see a lot of Rage Wings from the ones that we can look at. And this is the first round, so we'll see who's winning, who's losing. Some people are already leveling up to level 4 to try and get these win streaks started. So we'll see how well that pans out. That Aatrox is going to heal up if he gets this off, which he will not. Requiem going to pick up a round against Smalls. Let's see who lost their rounds. Newt, Saijin, and Snoopy. Snoopy's was close, though. Let's go look at Newt, because he did have that 2-star Skarner, right? Oh, this is a tough board and a tough shop to go off of. Because you just build bruisers at that point. Let him figure out what he's going to go. Back to Sky Hunter. As we do see that Tarek still just really being there. Not much to build around unless you put that Anivia with the Karma. But he doesn't have the board space for that yet. So we'll see where he goes. That Jinx pretty much going to be a big damage carry right now.
I'm surprised Newt actually removes Shen to put in Sejuani. Because Shen does give himself something like 60 magic resist off of his ability.
Oh. Interesting choice. We'll see if it works out for him here. The Cannoneer Revel combo for Sky Hunter working out really well. Gonna take down 2 to Slayer again. Slayer receiving a loss. Small's gonna receive a loss. Newt winning his round. Snoopy also losing again, unfortunately. Let's take a look at his board. Not at the 10 point. He could sell that Yone. But like we said, Swift Shot Guild, it's also contested, this Rage Wing. See what he gets. He gets a Kiana, which is actually pretty strong to place in here.
I've seen a lot of similarities in comps this time around.
I think everyone's just contesting each other here.
Yeah, I think they... not a lot of board peeking happening here, that's for sure.
Yeah, everyone's, I think, just too focused on their weird comp right now.
Eerily similar on each board, actually. We see the Shen and the Sejuani fighting in one.
And the Shen and the Sejuani on the other. Sky Hunter does go for level 5 and puts in a Jade Shapeshifter. So maybe he is going to go for a mix between Cannoneer and Jade, or just might completely transfer over to Jade off of his really, really strong start. Meantime, Water sitting at the top, followed by Requiem and Sky Hunter. 2 right paws, though, unfortunately, looks like he lost again, so the previous first place finding it tough to start out here. Let's go back over to Requiem's cam and see that he has actually the 3 Rage Wing, 2 Bruiser, 2 Warrior, the Guild. He's got the full Full 9 yards. We see a spatula get picked up here. We'll see if that gets turned into something interesting. And the bow is still available for those who need it. As we say that, there goes Slayer grabbing it. Saijin gonna go ahead and get the bad set of items. As we see Sky Hunter go ahead and probably grab that tier from the Anivia. Best for gold and a pretty decent item overall. And he does get the whispers from Silas, so he could put Silas in just for that shred. And he does have Olaf, so this might be a 6 Rage Wing comp instead of, you know, the traditional 3 Rage Wing with Swift Shot Xayah. We'll see how that turns out as he does hit level 5 off of buying it just to put the Sejuani back in for the extra health all around. Over to Newt now. Newt is already putting items on Twitch for what looks like Xayah, like we've been talking about, everyone mirroring their comps together. Fortunately, I wish he put it on Ashe because Twitch is very useful for the Xayah late game because of the 12 AD that you'll get if you just keep your guild at 2. But we'll see. Someone putting items on a Yone, maybe we'll see something like... See that get converted into something, because Saijin does have the direct damage augment, which we talked about earlier, which was really strong considering how it works, but it only works with certain comps, so we'll see if Saijin's able to pull it off here.
I have yet to see anyone even take a peek at building Mirage. I wonder what kind of terrible thing it must be this game.
So we do see Newt does have a Bruiser emblem, which is on Sejuani, so that's a nice bit of health to keep guild active as well and save a team spot. Let's go over to Sky Hunter. I want to see how well he's doing. He's the only one with a win streak currently of 4. Does have a completely filled board. Bench, I should say. Sitting there still with that Anivia, didn't want to sell it. He could do a really big transfer into Jade here, which is probably what he's looking for.
Jade with the Nico and the Gnar having the shapeshifter buff, and Nico copying HP and getting a shield. It's very strong. Nico ends up being an extremely important late game player, so if he does transition into Jade, you could see him continuing that win streak very large.
I think that's what he's waiting on, is he's just waiting for the Nico to show up in his shop. Because until then, he can't really do much. I think he is going to receive a loss here, though, to Requiem within and his Rage Wings, as we are turning into Krugs now. Current standing Saijin in the lead, followed by Requiem close behind. And of course, can't be too far from Saijin, Slayer sitting in 4th place. Snoopy, though, scarily low. Not as low as last time, but low enough to be concerned about his current progress. Would be a good way to say it. I mean, we can go ahead and check in on his comp here.
Like I said, we got Sky Hunter and Requiem up there being contenders with Saijin and 2 Right Paws. I feel like they've got it in them. They just got to be able to make that transition into late game.
And in the meantime, Snoopy hits items again just to make a Xayah item, a Giant Slayer on that Ezreal. I think everyone's going to be contesting, so once we get to this late game, if they can't find their characters to get 2 stars, we know why. It's because we got like 5 guys running the same things.
Yeah, I think maybe Sky Hunter may have actually looked at what everybody else was building, and he's making an attempt to not fall into that pitfall.
I think Jade is definitely a good way to go, as I'm looking at Saijin right now. 2 Bruiser, 2 Warrior, 2 Mirage. Don't know what the Mirage buff is. Again, that could be something that influences you to run Mirage, but as we're not too sure, he is sitting on a lot of Rage Wing units, so he has a Hecarim, a Set, and a Kayn, as well as a Shen. So Saijin could transvert himself into a Xayah comp anytime he really wants to. Let's go over to Newt and see how he's doing. He does still have pretty much the same comp. Did put in a Taric, just for it being a Taric. No traits bonus off of that. It does provide his team with a little bit more tankiness that they do need, so he'll be able to take down Sky Hunter. Sky Hunter, you can see already starting to figure out how to make the transition, but that Revel Firecracker actually might be enough. No. But Sky Hunter does put the Anivia in, so that shows that he's already starting to see, you know, can I transfer over to Jade? As we say that, we get a prismatic drop of augments, binary airdrop, Band of Thieves, and item grab for Newt. Let's see Saijin's augments. We do have Celestial Blessing 3, a really strong augment. Earth Spatula Prismatic gives him Spatula 2 components, so we see Requiem just absolutely flooded with item components right now. As we're going to see what he wants to add onto the Olaf on top of the Ragewing emblem. In the meantime, Sky Hunter decided to choose... I am not aware what that is. It looks like something that might buff his bench. So I'm going to go ahead and look that up really fast. Because that could be something impactful. So that is, I'm pulling it up here. There's a lot of augments. I forgive for not knowing them all. Oh, and of course it's the wrong set. Anyways. However, prismatic augments usually pretty strong. I'll trust their judgment there. Let's go ahead and take a look at Snoopy. Again, still Swiftshot Guild Tempest, but he did build the Giant Slayer on the Ezreal. Did have the Windfall, so he did receive a good amount of gold, able to hit 50 gold and eco like he always wants to.
Looks like the Mirage buff this time around is the Pirate.
Oh, okay. In the meantime, Snoopy definitely set on this Zaya Ragewing comp that we do see. So unfortunate that he's being contested by so many other guys. Let's go ahead and just look at Requiem for a good amount of time. That Olaf, he did make an Assassin and a Ragewing. But he is going to unfortunately lose again, as his comp isn't necessarily the strongest, even with the traits that he does have. Saijin and Newt are on a win streak, so let's go ahead and during this carousel, let's go ahead and look at Newt's point of view for a bit.
Yep, that bow taken right away on Corki, that's a Revel. So he may abandon the Jade and keep up with the Revel since he has the Jinx and now the Corki.
I can't wait to see what Newt's board is, because I saw that he has a unit with 3 items. So his Twitch does have a Radiant Deathblade, another Deathblade, and a Rage Knife. Or sorry, Rage Blade. So if that's a Zaya, that's a lot of damage from feathers, but even as a Twitch with a 1-star Twitch, it seems like he's able to do a lot of damage with the Jade buff as well, mixing in Jade and Swift Shot. And that Bruiser emblem also allowing him to run Sejuani and apply that guild buff as well. Very strong, as we see Requiem having the Diana Olaf kind of assassin combo. Kiana is there, but probably not doing much in terms of traits because they don't have another assassin, so it's 3 assassins. But the backline is being pushed in now. We'll see if this Twitch is able to pump out enough damage as that Rage Blade is stacking. We see the autos coming through. Auto. And we see, even as a 2-star Twitch, the damage from those 2 Deathblades is absolutely insane. As he does hit a 2-star Ashe here before 2-stars Twitch, kind of ironic, but he is about to be level 7. He could level up and throw in his Talon if he wanted
Which
to.
of course benefits from that 40% armor reduction on his ability.
Correct. Let's go ahead and check on Saijin, our other win streaker. Previous win streaker. He does have that full Yone with that static shift, making the most use of direct impact, his augment. But other than that, all these comps are pretty much looking the same. The Ashe and the Twitch with just a bunch of frontline units, generally like Shen, Taric, Thresh. In the meantime, we see Newt facing off against Saijin, place 1 against place 2. After this, we'll go ahead and take a look at Snoopy and see how he is doing with his win streak. So we do see that Twitch is getting pushed in by Newt. Will the Twitch just start autoing fast enough for it not to matter? There's the damage reduction on the Shen, but the dodges are going to absolutely punish the Twitch. Twitch doesn't really have a form of healing here. And he will fall. Saijin having that level 7 advantage is going to help out, definitely. And let's go ahead and take a look at Snoopy as he is still winning, as I see a level 3 Leona being picked up by 2 right paws. Also win streaking. If we would be able to see him, it would be appreciated. However, Snoopy just putting in that Hecarim and absolutely scaling with it, and that Kiana 2-star as well, probably eviscerating the backline and disarming them.
As we just see now that basically the entirety of Skyhunter's bench is benefiting from that plus 32 AD and AP.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's what it does. It boosts their AP?
Yep. I believe it's 8 per round that they're on the bench.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So 4 rounds on the bench, and they end up with plus 32 to each damaging aspect.
That's very interesting. In the meantime, Snoopy able to put in his Talon like we talked about earlier. Still has a lot of eco thanks to that second augment that he got earlier. We'll see what he pulls on his third augment here as we watch him fight against Saijin. In the meantime, 2 right paws still able to maintain his win streak as well. Saijin able to find a Nico though. Opting in for the Jade with the Dragon as well. Not going to be enough here. As Snoopy does have that Xayah instead of the Ezreal now. That's a big thing. I think Snoopy is the first one to hit the Xayah.
And we do see that, surprisingly, Skyhunter and Requiem have completely fallen off to below everyone else. Meanwhile, Snoopy and Newt are actually now the 2 contenders versus Rightpaw and Saijin.
Snoopy's able to get that Quicksilver on the Xayah, and now I think he has the most dominant Ragewing board right now. He also benefits mainly because of the Talon that he also has his hands on, and the 2-star Hecarim at 4-2. He did pick up Thrill of the Hunt instead of Cavalier, which is an interesting choice. Definitely works out though, provides your Xayah with a little bit more safety if she does get chunked at the beginning. But I think that early gold that Snoopy got just helps him maintain this placement. 2 right paws as well though, sitting in second place. Newt's still in first. We're going to continue watching Snoopy for this as he does face off against 2 right paws. 2 right paws is going for a 6 Jade as it is so far. It does have the 3-star Karma, 3-star Ezreal as well, and a 3-star Leona. So a lot of lucky rolls there. Does have 2 Luden's Echo and a healing. So the shielding from the Dragon, the shielding from Taric, and the shielding from Karma and the Wolves are a lot. And too much for Snoopy to break through as 2 right paws picks up another win for himself. In the meantime, let's go ahead and take a look at Newt's comp as he is our first place leader. Currently leveling up, does have 6 Rage Wing because he already found a Shyvana with a 1% chance at 4-3. So 6 Rage Wing, helping him boost there with the Radiant Deathblade on his Xayah as well. So unfortunately, unlike Snoopy,
is definitely gonna make Xayah a massive unit.
Yeah, and especially the only thing he suffers from is he doesn't have that level 2 Hecarim yet, because Snoopy is also contesting that now. That's definitely a problem to keep in mind as you see these Ragewing comps come to fruition. Xayah is disarmed though by that Kiana. Could be a problem if she's not able to recall those feathers in time. And Newt gets shut down.
Assassins are
here.
seldom seen this patch, so a lot of people, that's the scary part about cornering your big carries early on. You have these assassins that are seldom seen, and they can just jump in and eliminate everything you have in the back line, and then all you have left is these big tanks.
Yep. Now let's go ahead and take a look at Skyhunter for the next few rounds, as he is in last place next to Water, kind of struggling with his Cannoneer Revel comp and a mix of Jade as well. Unable probably to find a good 4-star to really make it stick. He does have a Corki with rapid fire cannon though, which I think is interesting item choice. And he has yet to put that emblem on anyone, so he could hit 4 Cannoneer right now.
And there he goes. He puts it on Gnar.
Yep. He's going to level up and put in Sona for 4 Cannoneer, 4 Revel, and 2 Evoker.
This could be very interesting. We could see him. This could be his sort of Snoopy moment, if you will.
And also possibly Skyhunter lost as much HP because he was letting his units kind of build up their strength on the bench.
Yeah, he is level 8 very early on.
Oh, that is also correct. Now he is fighting against 2 right paws. Those fireworks doing a lot of damage, but not enough through the shielding. They're going to see them all fly out.
He needs that Corki too, and I think that'll be a big turnaround for him.
But will he be able to find it? Takes 14 damage. One more loss knocks him out here. I don't know if he'll be able to do it.
I think also his Jade statue is in kind of a precarious place.
That is true. Maybe he's just unfortunately not aware of it. I think that's a lot of problems with Jade.
Not providing that that healing buff to, I think, just Tom.
Mm-hmm. And I think the other thing is I'm looking at Snoopy and Saijin right now. Right now the cam is on Snoopy's team. Snoopy and Saijin are at the same health, and they're kind of running similar comps, but Saijin just benefits from getting lucky with the Shyvana. Oh. No, sorry, that's Newt. Saijin has a Siphon with Assassin and an IE. That means those bites are going to be absolutely critting for a ton of damage. As we are going to see Saijin kind of transferred away from the comp everyone else is doing, and now going for an Assassin comp with a Yasuo Diana frontline. As it works, it gets Snoopy down. And Skyhunter did win his round. Water did lose, unfortunately. So Water kind of going dangerously low. As right now, it is the Dragon's... oh my god, I forgot the name of it.
Treasure Dragon.
Yeah, Treasure Dragon is going to go ahead and give everyone a good amount. Snoopy's going to go ahead and pick up an IE tier and a good amount of gold with a magnetic remover. He's going to go ahead and put that on his 2-star Talon. Very good choice for sure. Archangel Staff or an Ionic Spark could be used. Let's go ahead and take a look. Newt's board. Unfortunately, we don't have first place's board. Newt's board, he just grabbed his Treasure Dragon, so we'll be able to see what he grabs if it's not 2 frames a second. There we go. He did get another Death Blade, a BF Sword, and a Giant's Belt from that, which is very nice. He'll be able to put that on his Ash, which I think he'll change out. And he does have a Bard as well. Very interesting. The Deathblade could definitely go on a Shyvana maybe if you want some damage. But also the Jade Shapeshifter is very interesting from Newt because that Shyvana and that Nico, yeah, Nico just becomes Shyvana. So you have 2 Shyvanas basically, and then Nico transforms out with a ton of health really fast. But Shyvana doing a ton of damage, absolutely burning the dragon of 2 right paws, but 2 right paws' backline just being absolutely too tanky and protected with that Ezreal carry.
Skyhunter is out.
Oh no! Skyhunter has fallen, unfortunately.
Requiem down to 7 HP as well. I mean, he's got a decently strong comp, but we are just seeing some very strong comps this game.
Yeah, and the only problem is because he's, like we said, he's being contested by Saijin, right? Or is that, sorry, that's Snoopy. I get everyone confused. Oh my god. In the meantime, we see a Soraka being played from Newt here for the healing. Interesting choice here to keep the Shyvana alive for sure. Gonna give the Shyvana Sunfire Cape. And
ooh, he gets the 2-star right at the end before the round starts, Requiem, his dragon.
oh, which dragon? Oh, it's right here, Siphon. Siphon. Alright, the 2-star Siphon with Static Shiv and IE. We'll see if he'll be able to do anything with that Assassin as Soraka does fall. And it looks like he's able to kill most of the units, but that Yasuo was just going to hold that Shyvana up in the air if it was just like a last person standing as Requiem.
Requiem holds the line.
Holds the line with that Assassin Siphon build. As a Bard and a Siphon end up in Newt's comp. Bench, I mean. Let's go ahead and take a look at Saijin.
He's got 3 Thieves Gloves. That's interesting.
Yeah. Saijin now re-rolling most of his money, actually. Does have a 2-star Nico. He does have the Jade Dragon, now 2-star. Sitting on a 3-star Nico, too. I think Saijin is sitting on a really good turning point here. Does have his Zaya built up, but he has a 6 Jade, 3 Rage Wing, 2 Swift Up, 2 Shapeshifter. I think it would be very interesting if he could hit 9 and swap out that Shen with a Shyvana. But that Jade Dragon just being really strong. However, not strong enough to deal with the Tempest Assassins of Smalls. But that Nico, unfortunately, is not level 3, or 3-star. And Saijin loses a round here. Everyone's still relatively low, but 2 right paws, 82 HP. We'll see. Is Requiem or Sky Hunter?
I believe Requiem is watching 2
All
right
right.
paws.
It's an 8 Tempest comp for Smalls, actually. That is very interesting to see. With the Volley Bear, I think 8 Tempest does a lot of max health damage when that procs every few seconds. We'll see if Smalls can pull a Snoopy moment, like we said. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and try to find if someone will show us first place's comp. As we...
Sky Hunter.
Yeah, okay, Sky Hunter. 6 Jade, 3 Dragonmancer. So instead of Rage... The Rage one.
Rage Wing.
Rage Wing, sorry. Brain is slowing down, it's a little bit late. Instead of Rage Wing, he's opting in for 3 Dragonmancer, which gives a lot of HP. Also, those double Ludens going to be proccing a lot on his comp. As we are going to see, Saijin is going to face off against 2 right paws. The 2 Jade players facing off against one another. Still no 3-star Nico for Saijin, unfortunately. So we'll see how well that works out as the heal does
Nico
come out.
stun's getting off, though.
But will it be enough? The backline of 2 right paws is going to be infiltrated, and the Jade Dragon of Saijin able to finally deliver a loss to 2 right paws.
Saijin once again showing that right paws could not ignore him.
Exactly, and that Nico hits 3, it will be a problem.
Yeah, they got at least 2 5-person stuns off there. I mean, Nico was absolutely huge in that fight. The backline got infiltrated, but Nico kept them stunned.
Yeah. Now I'm looking at Snoopy, right? He has the 2-star Zaya, the 2-star Talon. He's got 2-star everything. He is re-rolling right now. I wonder what he is re-rolling for, but he is at 5 HP. Smalls did win his round. Water is also win streaking. He's been at this like 11 HP for quite a bit of time. If everyone manages to survive here, they get onto this extra item round. So we'll see Snoopy right now facing off against Newt. Newt at 17 HP. Will the Zaya comp prevail? There's a stun coming through on Newt's Zaya, but that Soraka healing coming down rapidly. Not going to be enough. Or will it?
Zaya versus Zaya.
Oh, but that Deathblade, the Radiant Deathblade, gonna shut down Snoopy. Very unfortunate there. 5th place for them as Smalls does fall as well. Not able to make it to 5-7 the item round, so that will be Smalls in 6th place and Snoopy in 5th.
Looks like we've got an Archangel Staff for Saijin. We've got a Titan Resolve for Newt. For Water, we have an Ionic Spark.
In the meantime, as we see on Saijin, still looking for that Nico, unable to find it. This gold will help him. He is going to get this Archangel Staff and 2 Reforges if he wants to use it. As he does roll more Talons and Hecarims. He's going to buy them and constantly sell. He's looking for it, and he hits the Nico 3 and Soraka 2. If he just needs to wait 1 round, and he gets Soraka 2. Archangel Staff sitting there. He's going to put it on the Soraka. Saijin, now with a very threatening comp, that Nico is just going to constantly be ulting.
He could potentially get taken down here, but I don't see it happening with the Nico, and I think he will get the 2-star Soraka. And if he wins, that Soraka is just going to heal his Little Legend HP back up.
But here's where it matters. Look at that 3-star shapeshifted Nico. An absolute
9,000
unit.
HP.
Yeah. I don't think anyone's touching that Nico. And then there's the damage with the shield. Absolutely wrecking the front line of Newt. Newt's Xayah trying to get as many feathers as she can. They're going to get pulled back. But the dragon and the Nico still survive.
Over and over. The Nico. I don't see anybody
Nico
beating that unless they have a very dedicated comp towards killing that Nico. That's a lot of shield, that's a lot of health, and that's a lot of damage.
And that's a 2-star Soraka now, too. Unfortunately, Water does fall to 2 right paws, and Newt barely hanging on.
And Saijin's just going to heal up again from Soraka.
Mm-hmm. Now, again, it's down to Slayer, Newt, and Saijin. In the meantime, we're going to see Saijin does face off against the clone of 2 right paws, that Nico. So this will be a good simulation if it's the final 2, right? Also, Saijin has a 1-star Swain on his board. Might be an oversight, but something to take a look at because it just gives him Rage Wing. But anyway,
I think he's doing it just for the Rage Wing for Xayah.
All right, but anyway, Saijin just absolutely obliterates 2 right paws. 2 right paws loses to Newt. Newt still holding on.
This is an intense last 3.
Couldn't you swap in Hecarim for that Swain here? Same thing like with Shen. They're just there for Rage Wing. You could just upgrade those units, possibly. Keeps showing us those Nico stats just hovering over it.
Oh, that's true. He could...
Oh, and he does it, like we said. Swaps out the Shen for... I think... Yeah. For Hecarim. It's a good choice there. I think Swain is still pretty decent with the fireballs. And the Jade buff. Let's see how this works out. 2 right paws versus Saijin again, but this time it's a real and not a clone. So we'll see how much damage 2 right paws takes. Oh! But
the Nico never got the shield broken, so it didn't get off good big team stuns. Although it might come over and
it might come in right here. You're gonna see the healing, the shielding, and a massive bomb from the Xayah. And 2 right paws, even though he's able to take out about half of Saijin's team, is still unable to find the kill, but Newt also still surviving. We're going to go ahead and cut over to Newt's point of view. He's been surviving on 7 HP for quite a bit, so we're going to see what he has. 6 Rage Wing, 3 Jade, 2 Swift Shot, 2 Bruiser, 2 Shapeshifter. And you can see some of the chat in the top left there on the stream. Very interesting to see, but let's take a look that Hecarim does grab the Gunblade and a Hand of Justice. Shyvana's still not level tier 2. But that level, oh my god, 2-star Soraka being a lot of healing and a lot of safety. I don't know how the Jeweled Gauntlet works, but also just that the 3 Death Blades that Newt has at his disposal is a lot of extra AD. Anyway, we're going to see him face off against Saijin here, kind of like the final boss, and we're going to see how well he does. That Xayah already sending a lot of feathers in the backline. We're going to see how many units it can take out. Takes out 2 units. That's Shyvana in the backline. Not able to find anyone. Is burning the Nico. Will the Nico fall before she can get her... Oh, and the feathers come back just in time. And Newt is healing up because of the Soraka. And Newt is able to find the but damage onto Saijin at that last moment, able to save him from the Nico ability. Absolutely crutch here.
For a better last 3 here.
Newt also has been slowly gaining HP because of the Soraka, I believe.
Yep. I believe it is 2 HP healed for the first cast at 1-star and 3 for 2-star, and then I think it goes up to something like 30 on 3-star.
I don't think with his economy we'll be seeing a 3-star Soraka, unfortunately, but it is something to hear and be like, wow, is that real? As we do see 2 right paws as well. He did win his last round because his health did not change, so we'll see how well Newt is able to do against this. As we see the Tempest Strike comes down and does stun for a few moments, but that Xayah still outputting a lot of feathers can be detrimental towards 2 right paws team here as it is, and now it's just the backlines versus the backlines. That Soraka healing absolutely insane, preventing that Xayah from dying. If we could only see the healing That is crazy. Newt on a win streak now. Saijin also winning. Picks up a tier 2 Swain for himself, but now we see an Archangels. Newt can just put that on the Soraka. That Soraka could just be infinite healing. Now that we know how well Newt's doing, let's go back to Saijin and see what he has on his. So Saijin does have a locket, a very unlucky pull here for himself. But he could put that on his backline units as well. Saijin also opting in for a Soraka himself and does have a 2-star Soraka. Also, he's hovering it for us. 2,375 shiny.
Oh my lord.
That's absolutely insane. The Soraka going to go ahead and grab the Locket of Iron Solari and has the Archangel Staff. Now Newt and there's no anti-healing present, as 2 Bright Paws does grab a Yasuo too, which is
have a Sunfire Cape on Shyvana.
But that doesn't really give enough. It depends on how long the Shyvana can last, right? And she's still a 1-star Shyvana, even with all the buffs. So we are going to go and see who fights who here. We're going to see Saijin versus 2 Right Paws. This could be the game ender for Saijin if he loses here. We're going to see how well this 2-star Yasuo does into Saijin's comp. But Saijin seems to be hanging on here.
Free reign.
Yeah, that Nico absolutely being a unit this round. 2 Right Paws absolutely getting destroyed here, taking 27 damage, pushed all the way down to... Oh, but Newt loses!
Yep.
No.
Newt, the Xayah was doing great things, but the Nico from Saijin's Ghost just barely made it over to the back line and got off in one ult. She was probably about 200 HP from death, but she got it off and insta-killed the Xayah.
Oh, that is unfortunate to hear. Sorry, Newt, you had such a good run here. If only 2 Right Paws had a little bit less health, you would have been in second place. He was
also just contesting so much of that Nico luck.
Yeah, exactly. But now we see Saijin and 2 Right Paws. This is going to be probably the final round as we see the Nico. This is what matters. The Lee Sin placed on the wrong side, not able to kick the Nico. As we're going to see Nico going to use her ability here. And going to be some massive damage. Not able to find anyone though, as Yasuo is picking up the back line. The Xayah is still alive and being healed. The Soraka does fall though. Nico is still alive. The Xayah about to fall herself. Nico is going to ult. Picks up a kill, but the Yasuo is still being maintained by Karma and the shielding. Will Nico get another ult off? This is what matters. She is going to get the healing as well. Unable to get a second follow-up. And Saijin going to pick up an unfortunate loss down to 4 HP. They're tied at 4 HP, people.
I think Saijin, he needs to just get Xayah away from the corner. Also, he's got a Bard in now.
Now he hits level 9. Yeah, like you just said. He hits 9, gets the Bard in. Now, if this Bard gets a stun off, that's very important. They're both level 9 now. So no gold for Saijin. 2 Right Paws is chicken with Sky Hunter. 2 Right Paws
Nico
does have...
needs to be a little bit up and more to the right, and Xayah just needs to not be cornered, and I think it's buckets for Saijin.
Yeah, but 2 Right Paws getting a nice Shroud of Silliness onto the backline, but only going to really impact the Hecarim, and that's it with his mana reflexiveness. But let's go ahead and see how this plans out. The Tempest Strike is going to happen, but Bard is going to disable 2 members of 2 Right Paws' backline. In the meantime, that Xayah is staying alive for Saijin. We're going to see if he's able to get the kill, but the Nico is just too strong, and the positioning from Saijin going to go ahead and give him the win here, and overall make Saijin your winner of the Bird Brains TFT tournament. An absolute good show from Saijin. Absolutely dominant with that 3-star Nico. And well done from everyone who showed up today. As we are updating the scoreboard right now, let's go ahead and transition to it to get our final overall standings. Saijin is your first place winner with 23 points, 2 first place finishes, and a second place finish, followed by Slayer 34 with 2 second places and a first place, then Requiem with a third place, a fourth place, and unfortunately a seventh place, and then Newt with a 6-1 and a 6, which is 2/3, and a last place for 13. So they are tied, but unfortunately Requiem does win the tiebreaker because of his overall placements, and then Water, Snoopy, Smalls, and Sky Hunter to finish out the rest of the bracket. Thank you all for watching. From the behalf of BPG, thank you for those who showed up and competed today. An absolute crazy TFT tournament that we got to see. Anything you want to send them off with, Shiny?
Yeah, we'd like to say thank you to you guys showing up. We trying to plan a lot of these events, and when we can get people here and they want to play, it means a lot to us. So we're very thankful that everybody showed up, and we had some, last minute additions. We're really thankful to them for making it here. Overall, that was a great showing. Very entertaining matches, and we hope you had fun as well. We can do more in the future.
All right, thank you guys. That's going to be all from us. These standings will be posted to our Discord for anyone who wants to look back. But once again, thank you for coming out and have a great rest of your evening.